If Love and Gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it. Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still on the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm a lie about a motive. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's side floor. Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the peak. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch it on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wondering what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
I got nobody to quibble with early on here, Tommy. Because Marcus and I aren't quibblers.
Yeah, it's true. We're mature.
I mean, do you have anything to quibble over today? I don't know.
What's let me try to be Leroy. What's up with this forced tipping, huh? Right? I don't know, I feel like that's something he complained about.
Oh, just added gratuity. I like added gratuity. I'm just like, oh, good. But I don't like when they sneak added gratuity. But you admit it. I'm all for you guys adding whatever percentage, it tends to be. Seems to be in a fair place.
Yeah.
But
look, Uber's lying though.
Uber Eats?
Yeah, Uber Eats is
they just put fees on fees, dude.
Bro, it's ridiculous. It's like, look, right now the delivery fee is only 99 cents, but the other extra fee that I'm not telling you about, that's $8.99. I'm not telling you what that is. So.
Let's get to some headlines here. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks. I don't have a truck, so I'll use my breakfast peanut butter M&Ms.
You're a child.
I feel like peanut butter M&Ms, that's acceptable breakfast.
I mean, peanut butter is good. I found it weird. I was talking to Robert Whitaker last week. He just lost to Dricus Duplessis, but former UFC middleweight champion, Australian, doesn't like peanut butter.
Huh.
Doesn't like peanut butter cups. No, I don't think that's not what Australians do for candy. That's very prejudiced of you.
I'm so sorry.
Where you just painted Australians with a wide brush, thinking they all just like Vegemite sandwich. What's wrong with you, dude? Try and have a little bit more class, Marcos. Respect the Australians.
I guess we are quibbling.
Can I just say this?
What?
I do this show, and I was running a little late because I had an airport run.
Yeah.
And just like anybody else that would come on this show, I'm thinking the first words I heard was Vegemite sandwich. And I'm like, how in the hell did we get here?
Welcome.
And immediately you start blaming Marcos, and I'm thinking, what the hell is Tobin talking about?
Well, he's being very rude. He just thinks all Australians eat Vegemite because, one Australian doesn't like peanut butter cups.
You know what that means?
Mm.
We got to find a Vegemite sandwich, and he has to eat it.
No, that's not. How does that mean that?
You have to make it up to Australia.
Yes.
No.
Showbit.
Oh, my.
Marcos eats a Vegemite sandwich.
Yep.
This is like the fruitcake all over again.
Vegemites. We'll see you next week, Marcos, with a Vegemite standoff. I don't even know where one gets Vegemite, but we will.
How do I even get that? Do I got to order that? Now I got to pay for this?
I got to go to that section in Publix.
Yeah, international.
Oh, I got you.
I'm not proud of myself right now because I just want this Damian Lillard trade to happen, and I'm at the point.
Young Padawan.
Yeah, but hear me out. What I'm disgusted with in myself is I'm taking any cornflakes, any nibble I could get of trade rumor. I'll believe anybody at this point. It doesn't matter what you say on Twitter.
You're falling for Drip Skylar?
Yesterday I didn't retweet it, but I sent it to you guys, and I don't even know if this guy has any credibility. But I was just like, hey, he's got a blue check mark, but I forgot you could buy that now. So I don't know. He's got 300 followers. But I was just like, even fake news is something right now because I could just chew on it. And so this guy who goes by the handle LV Dalton, he calls himself Vegas Sports with a blue check mark. And he goes, breaking per source. And again, I just want everybody, but if you're just tuning into the radio, I'm just finding this from dude on Twitter. Okay. Galen, don't like be half listening, Galen, and think the Damian Lillard trade is over. I'm just reading something from Twitter. Anyway, breaking per a source in Vegas, the Miami Heat and Trailblazers have made major advancements on the Damian Lillard trade. Offer as it stands is Lowry, 2 first-round picks, Hero to a third team, and one of Jovic or Jaquez. Portland trying to extract both young players. Miami has refused at this point. Miami has also shopped Caleb Martin in case they need to find another first-round pick to send to Portland. Teams that have shown interest in Martin to this point: Mavs, Clippers, Kings, OKC, and 76ers. Unclear on what Miami gets aside from Dame, but there will likely be more players. Source says it's not a matter of if, but when. He says, we are getting close, though. But he spells though, THO. So anyway, I just see this yesterday, and I see it, and I'm just looking at it, I'm like, hope this guy's onto something.
Are you comfortable with that deal that he
No, he doesn't care.
I'm very comfortable.
Here's where Tobin is. I want Dame. He didn't hear the whole other stuff.
Yeah.
All he heard was he get Dame.
But I'm like, I'm following like these ball sack sports, NBA Cental. I'm following like Adrian Wojnarowski. I'm following Shums. Like anybody who can give me anything on Damian Lillard to this point, I'm following 6 Reasons Sports. Whatever anybody can give me at this point.
What are you doing? Why are you putting yourself through this?
I just want Dame, and I'm tired of the Cronin gave us nothing the other day but blowhard lies, and I want Damian Lillard, and I'm tired of I'm following like Jimmy's entourage. There's like Jimmy's cousin, Jimmy's guy, and they're like, are they hinting at it? Is anybody hinting at it? I'm following, Tyler Hero put himself as a walk in the park today. What does that mean? I need Damian Lillard on the Heat. I need him on the Heat. I need him on the Heat. I'm tired of waiting.
Why are you putting yourself through this? What are you waiting for?
Now
basketball's not even being played yet.
I'm trying to check flight records to see if Eric Spoelstra was really going to Portland. Is Damian Lillard back in Portland? Is he in the Dominican Republic? What's going on here? Josh Richardson said he's spinning at tap 42 this week. What does that mean? Does that mean it's going to be his new number instead of 0? I'm in a sick place right now, and I just need Damian Lillard to be on the Heat so I can get some rest.
I'll ask Fonz if Dame is on the Spirit flight going to Dominican Republic.
Yeah, let me know if he sees them.
By the way, is there something to be said when your kid who's getting ready to go to grad school at Full Sail has a gig that makes more money than you? He's going to
something right, Leroy.
He's going to DR to film a music video.
Sounds good.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it does sound fun.
It does.
Does he need any extra hands?
Here's the problem. He leaves at 4 on Sunday morning. He gets here at 6. But they're leaving Sunday during the day, so he has to get a hotel room closer to the airport because the plane flight leaves at 4. So he said he'd have like one evening to just chill and do whatever, But I'm like, man, you right? Like you getting gigs like this?
That's nice, man. You did something right, Leroy.
No, I'm just riding the wave.
Gameboy 305 says that Damian Lillard's birthday is on Saturday. Well, that's interesting.
A little coincidental.
Let's see who's there.
Speaking of birthdays, Big Spoon's birthday's today.
Big Spoon!
Yeah. Big Spoon's birthday.
Hey, man.
Did you get her anything, or did you say get what you want?
No, here. I did the best and the worst thing at the same time. And here's why. Men, don't buy your woman clothes. Right? But I had to go through this because I could have very easily got a gift card. She
Sure.
got her own clothes.
Right.
But that looks lazy.
It depends.
So about a month ago, I start perusing, order this, order that, order this. Comes in last week. None of it fits. Said, I asked you what size you wear. She goes, no. So send it back, get some more stuff. Doesn't fit. She goes, and I quote, why wouldn't you just get me a gift card? And I'm like, because if I would have just got a gift card, it would have looked lazy.
Depends. If you put it like in a cute little gift bag, spice it up a little bit with a little box.
Sweet.
Really?
Very nice with some flowers. Yeah.
It's
I
still
can
only
make
a
that
gift
look-
card in there.
Nope. It's all about presentation, dude. All about presentation.
So I got her a card.
You know what it's like? It's like relationship game ops, which I've told you I'm very good at.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why you ended up standing in a trailer park in the woods in Tennessee?
Look, it's like if you
I gave up my mouth.
well, I look at that wasn't in Tennessee. You're mixing up redneck parts of the places I've been. I've been to that was in the middle of like what was that? Ocala, Florida, Apopka, Florida, one of those.
Oh, geez.
But no, you know how like in game ops, like whenever anything's going bad, t-shirt toss. The game's down, heater down.
That's what I should have did.
You'll notice t-shirt toss. So like whenever
After I had to return the second items, I should have just did t-shirt toss.
Well, whatever the equivalent is to a t-shirt toss, like mine is like laundry. It's like, oh, what can I do? Any laundry I could fold? Because anytime it looks like you're folding laundry, you just get appreciation.
Can I
I don't even got to finish. I just got to seem like I'm doing it.
Can I just say
It's
this?
the equivalent to a t-shirt toss.
If I had to fold clothes, there's items that I refuse to fold. Okay? Drawers go in the drawers drawer. I ain't folding that.
Okay.
And I don't know how the hell you fold a bra. Do you put the two cups together and then I don't know. Right? So I don't mess with that. That's not my thing. Right? Any effort to do that would piss my wife off more because I'm not doing it to her liking.
Right. Well, the first thing you got to do with a bra, obviously, is you attach one to a doorknob, you hold the other, and then you hold socks so you can make it a slingshot.
Wow.
So wait, while your wife thinks you're at home doing housework, you're playing Conan the Barbarian?
Yeah, target practice.
So clearly, leaving you at home alone is no bueno.
Well, I'm just, you got to make it fun, baby.
Now, let me ask you this. When you were Tommy at home, does he partake in the activities?
No. Bra slingshot is just for daddy.
That sounds just bad. So, does she ever wondered, wow, this fits really loose? What happened? You just kind of.
T-Stacks is breaking the Lillard trade. T-Stacks, according to T-Stacks, Lillard for Tyler, Duncan, Lowry, Jovic, and 2 first-round picks. I believe him too. Everybody. I
don't want to give you. I don't want to give up Jovic.
4 players and 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind,
doesn't make a lot of sense. Salary.
Lowry is a salary dump.
Yeah,
right.
But I mean, Duncan has a big salary as well. I mean, Tyler's not cheap either. That's a lot of money.
He makes what, $17 million a year?
It's not a trade that really makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
but T-Stacks doesn't matter. He knows he can get me right now. I'm weak.
Plus, it's T-Stacks. What do you think?
I would love to hear that. Breaking news from T-Stacks.
That's basically, but that is what I'm doing right now. I'm in such a sick place right now.
Yeah,
I'm boots on the gram. But it's like a desert right now. People aren't even mad about it anymore. I can't even get mad. Who am I getting mad at? Rosillo and Bill Simmons. Been there.
First of all, you need to be more patient. There's no basketball being played. There's no need to
12 days.
hyperventilate.
It's been 12 days. Let's go. It's time to get it going already. Get Damian Lillard to Miami.
You're going through fodder withdrawal.
I need rumblings. I need fodder. I need rumors. I need whispers. I need scuttle. I need something.
Wow.
Something. Something that gives me a little bit of hope yesterday, you know?
Dude, did you watch any of the ESPYs?
No.
No.
No, you
Oh,
want
yesterday?
This is guess what this week is? This is hey, I watch sports all the time. I don't have to watch the crumbs they're giving me of sports to have an opinion on it. I don't care about the ESPYs.
I watched the Gold Cup, and then I only watched one part. That was the DeMar Hamlin.
That's cool.
That was, yeah. Woo. Woo. Hey.
He gave it to the training staff.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I was like, woo. But here's the amazing thing about that. And this happens in sports more than any other walk of life. It was the other training staff, right? It wasn't his training staff. And so you have moments in sports where they really expose like their humanity. You have different scenarios in sports where every athlete who's trying to beat the brakes off the other guy, there'll be moments during the course of the year where, okay, hold on. This isn't about what we do. This is about this human being. And I think that gets lost in the rest of society. Like, do you really think this would happen in another, walk of life, another situation, another circumstance where they're beating the hell out of each other or competing for something, and then something goes and everybody takes a pause to make sure this person's okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so, it's one of the moments where, as an athlete, you were proud to be associated with it, and you see that these barbaric athletes have a human side, and that was about it, because I never seen more grown men terrified. Right?
Yeah, it was
when
really
we saw
scary.
that, I never seen more grown men terrified. And not only was it not about football, they didn't even finish playing the game.
Yeah, how could you? I mean,
Right.
Much to Skip Bayless's chagrin.
Who's on vacation? Because
It's not really. I don't think it's a vacation. I think you're on hiatus.
same thing to me, because you can't find somebody else to put in that chair across from me.
He'll find somebody. Somebody will get in that chair. But I mean, like, I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know if it'll be.
You know what it's going to be like? A tune-up fight. That's what they're going to put in that other chair. So Skip can be Skip and the other person just. Because other than that, who else you can't put another strong-minded individual across from there.
I mean,
Skip's not going to. Here's the problem. Skip hasn't yet to respect the guy enough to sit across from him and treat him as an equal.
The only thing I'd say to disagree with you on that, it's not like he had a problem. It's not like he wanted Shannon Sharp to leave the show.
Oh, of course, as long as he got to be him.
But it's not like he had a problem with Shannon. Shannon Sharp had a problem with him on the show.
But that's the same damn thing.
It's not really, though. Like,
you're
saying that he would want somebody meek on the show who just lets him be him.
That he could be him. Not that the other guy. Yeah. But again, okay, in order for you to be you either have to have one or two people. You either have somebody that's just going to come in and just humble themselves and just take the pounding, right? And then Skip says, see, I can find somebody to work with me. But if I
disagree with you, I think that he's going to want somebody who's confrontational. I mean, like, dude, he worked with Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith. Like, it's not like the guy has had, like, the person honestly who did that was Stephen A. And that's part of the reason that he got rid of Max Kellerman. So Max Kellerman was like that, and he wasn't hot takey in the back, and it didn't make for good television in Stephen A.'s opinion. So he got rid of him.
All right.
So I don't know who that person's going to be.
Kendrick Perkins.
Carry the hell on, Skip. Carry the hell on.
I actually think that's a pretty good show, to be honest with you. I'd be into that. We'll take a quick break. Back after this. back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Hey, Retro Rock and Roll is coming to the I Think Financial Amphitheater on Friday, July 21st. And we've got your chance to win tickets to see ZZ Top and Leonard Skinner in the Sharp Dress Simple Man Tour. To enter, go to WQM.com/contests. It's a live Nation show.
Okay. This is different than any other impression you've done. Still very bad though.
What do you mean, dude?
Who is this? Is this Leonard?
That's
Skinner?
Leonard Skinner.
You know, I cannot
He
confirm.
always has to do the thing at the end.
I'm going to the I Think Financial Amphitheater on Saturday. I'm going to see Dierks Bentley. I thought that concert was tonight, to be honest with you. And by the way, shout out to TC from Kiss Country for hooking it up.
Nice.
Go listen to them every morning. Him and Dina B do a fantastic job on Kiss. But I thought that concert was tonight. I was convinced. I was like, that concert tonight? And I don't know if
that place from you. Not too far, right?
Not too far. Like,
Man, that's so
10 minutes.
awesome. Every time I think of that, I'm like, man, it's a beautiful venue. I love it, but it's so far for me. But for you, that's perfect. It's right up the street.
yeah, right there. But that's actually Dierks Bentley. That's how he. Same thing.
I don't think so, dude.
That's how he sounds, dude.
I don't think so.
Meow.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna
What
save
did you
these.
say? Beers on me.
Yeah, that's his like big hit. Beers on me. Beers on me. Ow. I am disappointed though. No Tito's and lemonade with the pink cowboy hat. That was my go-to.
Why? Because
Well, that's not Miranda Lambert. I think they have they might have standard cowboy hats though.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But you're a fan of the pink one, I'm assuming.
Oh, of course. Stand out.
Yep.
Stand out.
Yep.
It's Vice, dude. You got to
Look.
get that going.
one
Well-
could say it's Vice.
Oh, yeah. It's Vice, which is a Miranda Lambert song.
Oh God.
What? It is, dude. I'm not making that up.
You know, it's just I just keep falling into traps of impressions and song titles. I don't know anymore.
Schmieden Schmolnick says that Tobin is Jerk Bentley. Walked right into that. Damn it.
Point for Twitcher.
I'd have went with Bulk Bentley.
Point for Leroy.
Hey, you know this has an opposite effect. You know once you start impersonating people that you're gonna get the names.
It's like what they live for every day.
Yeah, it's been getting pretty ruthless.
It's killer.
I even got a text like hours after the show one time, or after the segment we did when they were naming you as quarterbacks, and Leroy called you I think it was like a Jim Plunkett or Chunkett. I think I got a text from Stunt Steve that was like Joe Churro. I was like, God, dude. You're getting relentless. It's coming from every angle.
Have you guys watched on Netflix yet the quarterback show? Are you into that at all? Does that
No.
tickle your fancy?
No.
They
Have you?
followed Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota, which is I don't know why.
Where is he? Is he even a starter anywhere?
He was the starter for the Falcons last year.
Gotcha.
So they followed him all last year. But I haven't watched it yet. But I think I'm into it. I would want to watch. I'd love a season of Tua if Tua was on the quarterback.
Dude,
Love it.
Stop
What?
putting your team in any other light other than football.
Why?
Because
Well, it is a football. It's a football show. They follow football. Get the inside look. You know? And if
so was that stupid show that came on with the what was the show with the fantasy football league? The league. Yeah. So
Yeah,
was
but-
that was about football.
Yeah, but that wasn't reality. You know? Just because you have a cameo of Jay Cutler doesn't make you a football show. You know, like I want a football show.
In fact, a cameo of Jay Cutler makes you less of a football show.
Right. So no, I want you wouldn't want to see. I don't understand this.
Oh,
Like my buddy's my buddy's a Jets fan, and I was like, he was super pumped up that they're on Hard Knocks. I was like, of course, if you're a fan, who doesn't want more access to their team?
Idiots think alike.
Yeah, that's not nice.
I'm just saying. Like, I want my team. The only, I don't want my team to be known for anything other than winning. So whatever goes into that, that's what I want. I don't want any unnecessary filming. I just want them to win.
Well, okay. But counterpoint, if it's good for Mahomes, should it be good for everybody?
I mean,
like if Mahomes has him following and it doesn't bother him.
Let me ask you a question. You've now seen Mahomes for what, 6 years?
No, 5. Has it been
5.
6 years already?
Yeah, he didn't play his first year, remember?
Okay.
So, and you've seen his personality and his teammates' personality or whatever. That's not Tua. Why are you trying to make Tua that?
What's his personality? He just has a funny voice.
But no, who?
Mahomes.
He has no personality?
No, he's got a funny voice. What's the most interesting thing you've heard Patrick Mahomes say? Exactly.
I mean, everything he says is entertaining because
it's entertaining,
like
but what's memorable that he said? No, that's what I'm saying. You've given him this,
you don't think
him this outlandish personality, and all he has is a weird voice.
Right now, Patrick Mahomes has no personality.
What is personable about him other than his voice?
What about his State Farm commercials? Not a fan?
That's a script. They make Tua hilarious too. They made Peyton Manning hilarious.
Peyton Manning is hilarious though. You just don't.
No,
he's kind of like that dry sense of humor.
You're adorable.
Remember,
So you don't think that as far as personality, and look, everybody can't have personality.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I don't buy a ticket to see your personality. I buy the ticket to see you play excellent football.
Agreed.
Okay? Agreed?
Yeah.
So you're telling me that Tua is just as personable as Patrick Mahomes?
I would argue more. Tua sings, plays the ukulele.
And he's going to do that on tape during
martial art.
He's going to do that during Hard Knocks.
Oh.
Well, no, they're not on Hard Knocks. I'm just saying.
No, but I'm saying, so during the quarterback show, he'll do that.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's the mistake you're making. Like, Tua's not into all that. I mean, haven't you learned from the last couple of years that Tua's all about football? He's not about all that other stuff.
What he's not about is his coach and franchise trying to sabotage him. When he has a coach who's backing him, he's kind of funny. And he loves Christmas.
What was the last thing Tua said that was funny?
Loves Christmas.
Oh, that was good.
Yep.
Oh, my God. So
I would love to see him Christmas shopping. You don't see him during these mic'd ups when him and Mike McDaniel are going back and forth. It's great. It's great material. You're so off on this. Dude, you couldn't be more off on this.
Stop. It's okay. I don't think it's any knock against Tua that he's not. You think? Wait. You think Tom Brady had a personality?
As a jerk.
That means no, jackass.
No, that's what is personality to you? I'd love to know. Like, what is
personality? Is somebody that you listen to and you're talking, you go, wow, okay, that guy's, an engaging guy, a funny guy, right? A guy
you think that's Patrick Mahomes? No, you like to laugh at his voice. You're a child.
I'm a child.
Yeah, you can put on a sock puppet.
Sing some Leonard Skinner, dummy.
Dude, no, you're laughing.
I'm a child.
-1 for last.
You know 2 words.
Dude, you've
been singing songs for the last 7 years, and all I get is 2 words.
All I have to do is go.
I'm not lashing out.
No,
that's
you're lashing out,
facts.
dude. You're lashing out. Good for you.
That dude sang 37 artists in the last 7 years, and they all sound the same. And finally, after 7 years, Marcos goes, that sounds different. That's not all your other ones, although it's still bad.
What does this have to do with anything? You see, you're lashing out because you're boxed in.
And there you go.
You are, dude. You think that Patrick Mahomes has this banging personality?
Okay.
I just sound like this. I'm so interested.
If you did a poll,
Yeah,
who has more personality, Patrick Mahomes or Tua? What do you think the comeback is?
Tua.
If it only had your vote.
Yeah. My poll. My poll, my rules.
Okay. And I'm not saying that Tua's not engaging.
You kind of just did, but you literally just did, and now you're backtracking. And I'm sorry to tell you, Jalen Ramsey, we've already thrown the bomb over your head, and it's going for 6. Tua threw it.
For flip-floppery.
I'm not. Oh, you know what, Marcos? We about done for the day, bro. I'm just put that out there.
Vanessa says that Leroy had some lash browns for breakfast. I agree, Vanessa.
Where's she been? Where's Vanessa been?
She's been watching you lash out, dude.
I was just thinking she popped in just to say that.
Yeah.
This is worthy. I love it. I love it.
RV Richie says, and Leroy's last nerve was shot at 10:40 a.m.
Yes, right. Like, I thought I was doing a good deed today. I brought my son to the damn airport, made sure everything was okay. Right.
I just think you're just a simple guy to entertain. Like, have a funny voice. He's entertaining. Oh, what a personality.
And you aren't?
No, I actually
You've been chasing Twitter for everything you want to hear.
Well, I know it's very dark times for me. I really want him on. I really want Damian Lillard.
Hey, all right. Can I just be the voice of reason here for 1 second?
On what topic?
On Dame.
Yeah, but we got to take a break, and then you can get to it next.
Heat Summer League continues to
Damn good, too. But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Welcome back.
Mount up.
Tobin and Leroy taking you up until 2. Streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM. Leroy, I cut you off last segment. We had to go to break. So do you want to lend your perspective to the Damian Lillard thing? Go ahead.
Yes. Here's the deal. There's no basketball being played. In fact, it's Summer League, which is the farthest away from Dame Lillard playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Camp starts September?
End of September.
End of September, which is 2 months, 2.5 months.
Yep.
You have time.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that the longer the Heat wait to that date, that the better the deal gets for them.
Mm.
And so just sit back. You have one thing in your favor, if you're a Heat fan, that nobody else has. Dame Lillard said he was playing for Miami. So just wait it out.
This is what I would say. I get what I understand your point. However, we do seem to have a level of stubbornness from their front office. Clearly, this guy is a liar. And this guy does want to come out of it looking good because you only get one chance to trade an icon.
Mm-hmm.
I think being sticklers over a pick or an extra player who, let's be real about it, probably isn't going to have this enormous role this year, and thinking you're going to really like fleece them for Damian Lillard, I think then you're getting a little greedy. And I think if we would have just, if that Saturday would have happened and Shams would have just come out there that day and would have said Damian Lillard's been traded to the Miami Heat for the picks, Heroes going to a third team, Jovic and Jaquez, nobody would have batted an eye. And I think what happens here in this day and age where we have all these rumors and fodder is you think that you have a lot more leverage than you do. Ultimately, they do have Damian Lillard, and we want to see the Heat take a massive leap. The Heat do not take a massive leap this year with Nikola Jovic or Jaime Jaquez. They may be doing some good things. I don't think anybody would seriously consider them a contender by saying those guys' development makes them this or that. I'm not saying they're not going to be good players. Ideally, I'd like them. But if you get Damian Lillard, I think we'd all agree that bona fide makes the Heat the best team in the East. It does. It does. And so I just think that this false sense of security that Heat fans are feeling, or even maybe that the organization is feeling, and maybe this makes me a bad negotiator, I don't know, but this false sense of security you have that the deal's going to happen by giving them peanuts is stupid. And you should give them their extra sweetener piece so you can get Damian Lillard. It seems to, because you want to know something?
Here.
What if we go to camp and something else happens or another factor drops? I think that you're the only thing in the game right now. Or if Damian Lillard, what if Damian Lillard does get impatient? He goes, I really don't want to go to camp. And now maybe I would consider going to Boston. These are the things that I wouldn't play with. I'd get the deal done.
Okay. That's all fine and great. And that's why you're a terrible negotiator, because you would flinch first. And that's why Pat Riley is so good at what he does, because he doesn't. And if there's a player that Pat Riley has wanted, he's always found a way to get it done.
Not true. He has not gotten every player that he's wanted. He's not gotten every player that he wanted. He couldn't even land Gordon Hayward. It doesn't always happen.
Now you're complaining about not having Gordon Hayward.
I'm not complaining about it, but what you're saying isn't true. It's not true. Okay. It's not true. And the thing that I would say is you finally have gotten the one thing you've been waiting for is somebody to say yes like Jimmy did. And by the way, he tried to pull the same stuff with Jimmy against Minnesota, and they didn't get him that year. They went and ended up trading him to Philadelphia. Now, I would say, hey, that did end up working out great for Miami, but it still took you an extra year to get him. So you had a year of no Jimmy Butler. Maybe you could have taken that leap then. I don't know. Maybe it would have cost you Bam Adebayo. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that right now we're sitting in a situation with a team that's already a setup contender as opposed to that time where it was not that. And I'm looking at this situation. I'm like, all I need to know is that I have Jimmy, Bam, Dame. The rest will figure it out. Would you not agree with that?
Yes. But can we look at it from the standpoint of the Heat? One of the things that have made the Heat so formidable in the last few years is the fact that they've had this unknown depth. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I get you.
I'm not the guy that believes you just go find another this guy or another that guy. You do. That's where we differ. You think we can get rid of all those guys, we'll find new guys.
Yeah.
But all right. I mean, some of these guys weren't found right away. Some of these guys were developed, and you had the resources to still be competitive while developing these young guys. And then they became contributors. So this wasn't a just bring a guy in and he's ready right away.
But ultimately, like, it's great that Damian.
I just think you have time to play the game that everybody's playing, both from Portland's perspective and from the Heat's perspective. But there is going to come a time, right, where both parties have to, all right, let's get this done. And we're not there yet because we're 2.5 months away from camp. And I'm saying, let them play their little games, okay? Let them go back and forth. It'll get done. I do believe it'll get done, right? Because you have something in all those other situations that you didn't have before. The players say they want to go to Miami. So I'm going to just give the farm or give them whatever they want, you know, just to do something 2.5 months before camp starts. Give it a couple of weeks. That's okay.
I've given it a couple of weeks. Let's go.
No. Oh, my goodness.
I just think it's weird. Like, now all of a sudden
It's not all trade. Like, most of these trades don't happen overnight. You hear about them, but there's been talk long before that.
But that's kind of, but to that point though, is why I think it's a little ridiculous when now the Heat fan is trying to like, oh, we're not going to give up everything for Damian Lillard. It's like, really? Like now we're trying to fleece them for Damian Lillard.
No, but I'm not even saying you fleeced them. I'm saying the deal needs to be fair. I am saying that. But from Portland's perspective, Cronin and what he's trying to do is save face because he's put his foot in his mouth so many times already. I'm not going to fall for that. Okay? I'm not going to fall for this guy being able to say, this is what I want and this is all I'm going to. No, that's not negotiating either. So while you're getting on the Heat, look at what Portland's doing. And look at what that GM's trying to do. This deal would have been done already if he didn't find it important to go out in front of the media and defend himself. It would have been done already.
How so? I don't understand. Why do you think that?
Because
you're referring to this week?
Just the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Because here's why. When you hear, oh, the meeting went well, and it didn't. When you hear, we're going to do what's best for the Portland Trail Blazers, right? Whatever deal is out there, right? That's the one we're going to go with. When you hear stuff like that, and then you hear Dame say, his agent's calling and saying, don't trade for me, right? When you hear this stuff, he's put his foot in it. Now he's trying to save face. And so all these demands that he's making is in an effort to try to come out of it looking like a star when that's not real negotiating. So let it die down a little bit. Why don't somebody tell Cronin, hey, let's keep our mouth shut for a couple of weeks and get this done. Stop putting your foot in your mouth so you feel like you have to get something accomplished that's not there, and we'll get it done. But I'm not falling for it right away just so he can
What are
save
you?
face.
But this is the thing though with Heat. Like, what are the Heat fan like? What are you quibbling over? Like, that's the thing that I'm confused by. Like, what is the thing that if the Heat fan thinks you're getting out of this without giving up Nikola Jovic?
So let me ask you this:
you're probably like you're being silly.
So let me ask you this: if what we've heard so far is true, that he wants Jaquez and they want Jaquez and Jovic,
Yep,
and he'd say no, we'll give you one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that big of a deal to say we want to keep one of our young guys. We're not going to just empty the whole roster.
And what I would say though, like if push came to shove, I would give up both young guys.
And here's what I'm saying: push haven't come to shove yet.
It's time to shove.
No, it's not.
It's time to shove.
You're 2.5 months away, dude.
Shove.
Patience.
No,
you are like, oh my goodness.
And the summer league, I want
Do you see why it's difficult with this man? Don't you think he's being a little bit unreasonable right now?
Shove.
2.5 months before camp.
Yeah, we could definitely wait, but it has been some time though, to the point where
No,
like
it hasn't. It's been 2 weeks.
About it. He could be somewhere doing 4 a.m. workouts, getting chemistry with his teammates.
I don't want any time of like Tatum saying sweet nothings in Dame's ear.
You think Dame is that easily got?
I don't know.
You think Dame is that easily?
Come
on.
I don't know.
If you think he's that easy to be persuaded, then you don't want Dame.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I want Dame more than you do. You don't want to like give up everything for Dame. You're like, I can't give up my 19-year-old Serbian for Dame.
No.
How do you think about how Dame feels about that? Dame hates 19-year-olds, and you don't want to trade a 19-year-old for
I'm
him.
not saying, right, that you give up, that you don't have to give up a lot of stuff for Dame. I'm not saying that at all. He's well worth it. What I am saying is just because they say that's what they want, that doesn't mean that's what you give them. That's not negotiating. That's basically buying.
Which side is better?
Huh?
Both sides of the fence that you play. Which one's better? I'm just curious.
I'm not playing both sides.
You're playing both sides.
I'm not.
You just said he's worth a lot, but I don't want to give it all up right now. Let's give it up now. You said you're worth it. Let's do it. Come on, baby.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. How many people, okay, besides the stupid Minnesota trade, where they go, hey, this is what we want. We'll give it to you. Trades don't usually work like that. It usually goes back and forth. You might have to involve another team. There's a lot of things that go into it. Give it a minute to let it all work itself out.
I've given it a minute. How many minutes?
You didn't. You said this is what Cronin wants. I'll give it to him.
For Dame?
It doesn't.
Take a break. We're back after this.
Want to see the
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Hour two of the program. Now, Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Taking you up until 2 o'clock here as we will get to your headlines here. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy a truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Miami Heat, they are back in Summer League action tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks, and you can listen to that game on WQAM. Tip-off is set for 5:30 from Las Vegas, and we get to see our boys back in action. Doesn't look like Jaquez is going to play, Marcos, as still dealing with the shoulder injury, being extra cautious with him. Didn't practice yesterday. As Caron Butler told us yesterday, you know, he likes what he saw from Jaquez, called him a baller. You know, that was kind of Goosies, and so there's special talent, but also, you know, he's a little bummed for him that he isn't able to go out there and showcase what he's able to do, you know, get the fans all hyped up.
Does that weigh into your decision where you feel the Miami Heat shouldn't play around? Do you think that there's a possibility these assets we're going to trade could get injured?
No, I mean, technically, Jaquez can't even be traded for 2 more weeks.
I gotcha.
So, can we get 2 more weeks?
I want a deal in principle.
Which means nothing. Remember DeAndre Jordan had a deal in principle?
That was different. That was a moratorium. You know, they had to and then he got kidnapped. I don't think anybody's going to kidnap Jaime Jaquez Jr. I hope not. Just for his sake. This was from Andy Fentress of the Oregonian. He said yesterday on his podcast, he says believes right now that the Blazers want 4 first-round picks and 1 to 2 young players. He claims that Miami has 3 first-round picks without Hero being traded and a young player. And he's being told that the deal is pretty close, you know, from what each side wants, but that the Blazers aren't really being proactive at getting this deal done.
Right. It's not, you putting this on the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying that Cronin been putting his foot in his mouth ever since this whole situation started.
That Cronin.
And I'm not bailing him out. And that's what he wants the Heat to do. It's called negotiation, not bail out your fat mouth.
I do think I do agree with that. It's not called bail out your fat mouth.
But that's what it is. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get as much as he possibly can so he looks good. Where if he would have kept his mouth shut, he would have looked good anyway because he would have been honoring Dame. You see what I'm saying? Nobody, every time a superstar wanted to move, nobody did what this guy did. Everybody came out and just humbled themselves and said, look, this guy's been great for us. We're going to try to get him to a good situation and give him an opportunity.
Not necessarily. That's not true. Like, you know, not every situation has been like that kumbaya right off the bat.
Not right off the bat. I'm not saying right off the bat, but guess what?
And it's not
the
even
team
like
wasn't out there running their mouth. Did Brooklyn do that with KD?
No, they made him come back and play.
No, but
Kevin Durant wanted everybody fired. Which they eventually did fire Steve Nash for no reason because then they traded KD 3 weeks later.
Right.
So you know, it doesn't. No, it's not always kumbaya with these things. It's not. I mean, James Harden showed up in a fat suit.
I mean, hey. So again, make a stink.
He's made a stink. I can't knock this.
But he made a Dame Dollar stink.
What do you want him to do?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, well, clearly he needs to do something more so you can be happy. Because otherwise, trading somebody like Damian Lillard takes time. You've given him 2 weeks. That's not time, dude.
It's not. Like, how long does this stuff take?
You have 2.5 more months to camp.
Okay, great. He said he wanted to be traded. His official request was 2 weeks ago. You have one team that can negotiate. You're telling me that these trades can't happen over 2 weeks, that we can't hammer out a deal? Not when that one team possibly has to include a different team and some other stuff and things like that. It gets complicated. Everybody's got FaceTime. Like, what are we acting? What are we doing this with? Carrier pigeon? We send in a raven like it's Game of Thrones? What we doing. Here's what we're doing it with. We're doing it with a guy who won't shut up. And the more he talks, the more he backs himself into a corner. And now he's got to do even more to look good. If he would have been quiet, I do believe this. Mm-hmm. If he would have just not said anything and explained himself after the fact, he would have came out of this looking much better and this deal would have been done. But the more he talks, the more he backs himself in the corner and the more he asks for. Hey, listen, I don't disagree. The guy's not good in front of a microphone. He seems to always step in it. He keeps saying, that he wanted to build around Dame and all that stuff. He boxed himself in. He's not a good public speaker. Not everybody's Pat Riley when it comes to that stuff. I don't necessarily think it's halted the negotiations or anything that he's talked. It has with the ridiculousness he's asking for. Is it ridiculous? Yeah. Why? Because it's not when you make demands on what you want in a trade, that's not negotiating. Okay, but he has the superstar, Leroy. Okay, but he doesn't have the leverage. He doesn't? I mean, he really want Damian Lillard. Okay, he really want Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard's not playing for Portland. So how do they have the leverage? Because what are they going? Well, what's on their side? I would say that the reason that the Heat, they want to get Damian Lillard in the fold, you want your team to be set and you want to figure out, the Heat are trying to build a contender. He's not. Like, if Damian Lillard doesn't play for them at the start of the season, who cares? Like, let's say Damian Lillard were to hold out. Like, what's the big crime for that? They're rebuilding anyway. For Miami, they're trying to have a winning team. Here's what it does. It makes that organization look like a clown show. It really does. Okay, but if you let it get to the point done on that anyway, huh? Isn't the damage done on that anyway? Not yet, because there's 2.5 more months to camp. So he can look. I don't understand. He can say whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants. He can demand whatever he wants. If this deal gets done in a couple of weeks, that's it. Bygones be bygones. But if he thinks he's going to play hardball and say, we'll just keep Damian Lillard, that ain't going to fly. He can't do that. Why? Dude. Why? I'm genuinely asking why. Like, what does it mean? Like, they're a team with a bunch of young guys. They have nothing they have to spend their money on. Like, if they did just want to say, okay, Dame, if like the Heat aren't going to budge on this, we'll just have you. You're really going to sit? Go ahead, do it. So, and that's the organization that you would choose to do that to one of your franchise players. But that's what I'm saying. The damage is done already, dude. Like, you keep acting like it's going to get worse for them. The damage is done already. Everybody already thinks the guy's a clown. Everybody already realizes he failed and didn't keep his word to the guy. So, like, what's the point? So, like, what's the problem in him making it even look worse on his part? Because you already think that his perception is bad and his reputation is bad. And I'm not even saying I disagree with you, but if I was in a big standoff and the Heat were trying to really put the screws to me on this and not giving me, but they're not. That's the point. See, we don't know that. That's the thing. You like, okay, but you don't know how unreasonable Cronin is being either, and you're still here making demands on the Heat to do whatever. You don't know how unreasonable Cronin's being.
But you can say you don't know what the Heat have offered, but you don't know what Cronin has demanded.
I'm saying in the idea that they haven't offered everything, or if they are trying to fleece them for that and they're trying to get too cute. I think just because he only says he wants to come to, hear me out. Just because you're in a situation where only the guy wants to come to you, like, don't think you could just go fleece the team and they're going to do whatever you want just because Dame only said Miami. Like, you still do have to give up something to get him.
Agreed.
Okay, then
but
what are we?
You don't know. Wait, because you just had a conversation saying you don't want the Heat to do that. Well, what about the other side if he's asking too much? If he's being unrealistic with his demands because he knows the Heat really want him. You don't know where that is either.
If he's, as long as he's not asking for Bam or Jimmy.
But you don't know. You just said you don't know what the Heat are offering.
If I find out,
you don't know what he's asking for.
If he's asking for Bam Adebayo, I would say
that's negotiating. That's what negotiating is. You're talking about a premium player, a franchise player, right? That's leaving an organization and then going to another one. And you just like you said, you don't know what the Heat are offering, and you hope they don't try to, rake them over the coals. The same could be said about Portland because you have no idea what they're asking. All you hear is what you hear.
No,
but you don't know that.
Okay, but you keep saying like, "Oh, time is you're acting like time is on the Heat side," and I don't think that it is because you're going and saying, "Well, when he gets to Portland and he's not playing in Portland, oh, it's going to be awkward. It's going to make it worse for them." And I would say they already look bad in this situation, and they're ready to start over already. For the Heat, honestly, they're trying to contend right out of the gate.
Right.
Not only that, but you also have a player in Tyler Hero who, again, you have signed to, and like you have him to deal with. Oh, am I going to get traded? When am I going to get traded? So like, let's not act like the Heat don't have their own little clock they got to deal with here.
Right, but you got 2.5 months. Right, like to say this has to be done this week, I think is being unfair to everybody involved. You got 2.5 months before camp starts.
They better not be going to Blue Man Group. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh, such a good show, though. It really is a good show.
You saw Blue Man Group?
Oh, did I? Yeah, for sure. It was amazing.
Yeah, he likes them because they look like amphibians.
All right. I think we're got to go to break now, if I'm not mistaken.
WQAM, broadcasting live from the Ed Moore It's our number 2 with Tobin and Leroy.
All right, welcome back. I hate Adrian Wojnarowski.
Wow. Why?
So I got him on notifications right now, and the first things on the tweet were the Miami Heat. And I was like, oh.
What do they do?
Woj reports the Miami Heat
Hmm?
are guaranteeing forward Haywood Highsmith's contract for the 23-24 season.
Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I mean, happy for Haywood Highsmith.
I really like
Who
him.
doesn't love the locksmith? You know, goes out there, puts the clamps on him, get a little bit more of a role this year.
Yeah, new Caleb Martin.
But
Not yet. Not forcing him out yet, but Portland wants him.
Yeah,
I think some teams aren't worth a Woj bomb, though.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he needs an intern. You know, he needs a Todd the intern.
You
know?
said Shams was that guy at one point.
I think he was at that point, and then he stabbed him in the back, and he took all his sources.
Wow, did he?
Yeah,
I didn't realize.
I think it's a blood feud now.
I know there's it's a bit frosty between them. I didn't realize that was the reason.
I have too many things on. I've never had more things on notifications on Twitter. It's sick. I can't live like this anymore. And this is why I'll just give in to Cronin and give him whatever he wants.
Right? No,
But
sucker.
I just want Damian Lillard, man.
Stop being a sucker, though.
Did you guys see this video I sent you during the break of the guy who's yelling at the people?
Over a cat?
So this couple is yelling at a neighbor because the cat goes over to their yard and they're demanding the guy get the cat off their yard. Like, they want their cat to come home. And he goes, I can't tell a cat what to do. It doesn't speak English. Like, which is a great argument. And he goes, you can shoo the cat. They know this. He goes, they do? And he goes, I can see you being mad if my cat was in your yard. Your cat's in my yard, and you're mad at me. Then the guy's counterpoint to that is he just keeps calling the guy a cat pervert. I'll retweet this video. It's insane.
So, see, this is kind of how some of your arguments go. Right? Like, he's getting mad at the Heat for not giving Portland what they want without fully knowing what Portland's asking for. And I think that's a bit unfair too. Right? Like, you're so caught up on, well, this is what I heard the Heat have to give up. I'd give it up, which you don't know, which you stated you don't know.
Yeah.
And we don't know what the Portland Trail Blazers have actually asked for. The only thing we know for sure is they don't want Tyler Hero.
That's the only thing we know.
Right.
But some people do want Tyler Hero, and they'll give up some stuff for him.
And so you don't think that takes time?
I don't know. How much time
Like,
does
you
this stuff
trying
take?
to do this whole 3-team, get Tyler, get some assets for that, then trade that into business.
I imagine Pat Riley having like a conference phone at his porch on
First of all, Pat Riley does not use conference call. He don't use Zoom. He don't do none of that.
You don't picture Pat Riley having like
Nope.
one of the, you know what I'm talking about? Like the table conference phone? Like you go like boop, boop, boop. I picture Pat Riley doing that. Like hold, boop, boop. Godfather, talk to me. Boop.
Yeah. Only a button, though. He's only pressing one
He's
button.
got Sean Marks on the line. Marksy, baby. Ready to take Boy Wonder? Boop. All right, let's get this Crony. Crony! Boop, boop. I got Marksy on the line. Listen, I got a first-round pick for you. That's 3. All right, we'll add in the Yovi. Get me Dame Dollar. All right? Cool. Peaches. Out of here. Hangs up, goes enjoys Malibu.
That's how you think this goes.
Yeah. I mean, didn't you see
Okay.
Moneyball?
If that's the case,
That's how Brad Pitt did it.
here's what you do. Here's what you never do in negotiations. you never make your best offer right away because they're just going to ask for more.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know. We don't know what Portland's asking for, right? We don't even know what the Heat actually have offered to this point. But that's what negotiations are. The only thing that I would say is the negotiations became more difficult, right? When Cronin keeps talking. Not because of what the Heat are doing, not because of what Dame is doing, because he's backing himself into a corner to have to make these crazy demands to save face.
Where's Andy? I want Andy to speak. I want Andy Ellisburg on the mic. Can we get him on the broadcast tonight with Jax?
I got to tell you, are we the only people to speak to Andy?
He doesn't talk much.
He doesn't talk much.
He doesn't talk much.
And guess what? He is an enjoyable dude to talk to.
Yeah, he was on the broadcast. I remember him being on the broadcast last year during Summer League. I want him on the broadcast. Yeah. Get him on with Jax tonight. I want Jax to tell him if he's going to tell us if he's getting Dame Dollar.
There you go. Just that. There you go.
I want some clarity. Or we could do.
So you think Jax would do that heat on heat crime?
It's not heat on heat crime. It's not heat on heat crime. In fact, maybe you polish the assets a little bit. Oh, do you guys like a little Chase Audige? What about Drew Peterson? See how much they like that. What do you
look? See, this is how this guy. Wait, he doesn't want to try to take Portland to the woodshed. But listen to what this man is offering.
No, there's something about Chase.
No,
I'm telling you, dude. There's something.
I'm gonna let you do this.
There's something about. I'm telling you right now. You guys.
Offered him. I watched 2 of these.
Yeah.
Summer League games.
Yeah.
You just mentioned 2 names I don't recall.
Number 73, Chase Audige. There's something about him. I honestly want to see you get a little bit more. I should have asked Caron Butler about him yesterday. There's something about Chase Audige. I'm telling you something, dude. He's just got some tenacity to him.
See, there you go. You know what you sound like? You sound like when Bernie Mac sold that Camaro to in Transformers. His uncle. Like, come on, that's what you sound like.
I'm telling you, there's something to Chase Audige.
You sound like Bernie Mac.
No, dude, there is. You watch for number 73 tonight. There's a little something to him.
I will be watching now. I will be looking.
So if Jovic is a little sweetener, what is he? Splenda? Alternative sweetener?
He's the air freshener tree.
The air freshener tree. Come on, dude. Like, you don't need. Listen, you gotta laugh because you sound crazy yourself. Look, take a deep breath, let it play out a little bit.
I do want to talk about.
I keep saying 2.5 months because there's no need to jump at any deal right now. That's for both sides.
There is a deal that he can jump at right now. I want to talk to you about. Tell you about next.
Heat Summer League continues.
Finna take it to the highs. Just get on up and get down. All of my people all across the world. This song goes out to all the boys and girls.
All right, welcome back. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. You guys know this Dan Orlovsky's weird, right? Strange guy. He's got some strange food takes. Did you see what his latest tweet was?
Nope.
So he tweeted out that he has a summertime routine when it comes to bathing, and that he feels like he could skip a couple days as long as he went in the pool. Huh?
Hey, Dan, just like your end zone awareness,
Oof.
all water ain't good water. In fact,
Oof.
there's more germs in a pool than one believes.
He said, acceptable amount of days to go without showering in the summer as long as you go in the pool. I say 2 to 3. Huh? He also wanted you to know it's a saltwater pool. Just to
I have one also.
just to go. I mean, you know.
This is not an exaggeration. I get up in the morning to take a shower. If at any point during the day I've had beat it up or sweat, that means another shower when I get home. If I get in the jacuzzi at night, then I take another shower before I go.
I gotta be honest with you, it's so hot right now, dude. It's a 3 shower run right now.
Right.
I mean, it is so hot right now.
You know, it's recorded the hottest week and the hottest month in over 100,000 years.
I believe it.
And it's not going anywhere. It's not like, this is a little heat wave.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hold on.
All right.
100,000 years.
100,000 years, dude.
And what I would like to ask you, jackass,
who's
the weatherman to pass on that information?
Carl Weathers.
Would have been a great weatherman if he did decide to go down that route.
I am telling you.
Hey, like 100,000 years.
Yeah.
No, they could go back. They could carbon date, right?
Yeah.
How old something is, not how the weather was.
Nah, I think they could do it with temperature too, dude.
CNN is reporting it. The Washington Post, Forbes. It says July 4th was the hottest day in over 100,000 years. Hell of a thermometer, am I right?
There's no way that says 100,000 years.
Actually, it says 125,000 years.
There's no way.
Well, let's just say it's the hottest in 100. It's still not great.
Right. But at least we had like weather tracker back then.
I don't think you're allowed to just
there wasn't even people.
You're not a scientist.
It's true. You're not.
Okay, I'm sorry, Bill Nye. I'm sorry. I'll just bow to you.
Here he goes. This is what Vanessa was saying, dude. Lash browns, man.
Lashing out, man. You're lashing out on science right now. You think everyone's
I'm lashing out on your science.
It's not my science. He's sourcing a report from yesterday.
Text me the information where it says 125,000 years.
Okay, dude. Do you trust CNN? Is that are we just gonna hit me with my sources? You're not gonna like that either. Jeez, man. I just wanted to inform you it's hot outside.
Didn't say it's hot. Don't say it's been as hot as it's been 125 years.
Planet saw it's hot.
You ain't even 30. You telling me something that happened 125 years ago? I ain't buying it.
Wow, man.
So you just don't.
125,000 years. You know there was like. Were there even people? Who was doing the weather? Tyrannosaurus Rex?
So do you not believe in dinosaurs either? Like they could look and they could find that too.
Oh, look at that. Boxed in.
They got bones.
Okay, but they all
can carbon date bones.
How do I know they didn't make those bones up? Science. That's how I know. The same science to tell me how hot it was 100,000 years ago.
I'm not doing a book report for you, okay? It's just the point is we're hitting
July
record numbers
4th
here.
was Earth's hottest day in over 100,000 years.
Oh, look at that, baby.
Boom.
Boom.
And guess what I'd like to say?
What?
That I believe you got drip skylarked.
What? It's Forbes.com.
Who was taking weather back then?
No, you're doing a thing right now. Just because you don't know how they got the information, you're dismissing the information.
Yes.
Which is
Wait.
a little.
Can
I just say a
let
little?
me just say that. No. My turn. I need to get this out. So you say I'm questioning a weather report when there wasn't people on Earth?
It says in this article that records began, like they could have it on record back in 1884, but there has to be a scientific way they could probably go all the way back to see how something was.
and
Maybe
guess.
Earth's temperature.
It's not a fact. That's guessing.
They did. They said estimate.
Estimate. So we are determining what the temperature was when there were no people on Earth.
Boom. Climate.gov. By studying indirect clues, the chemical and structural signatures of rocks, fossils, and crystals, ocean sediments, fossilized reefs, tree rings, and ice
dude. I told carbon dating, dude. I told you tree
carbon
rings.
dating.
I
Dude.
told you, dude. Same way you find out ball hawk rate.
So let me get this straight.
Is it really?
Hold on.
Yes.
We are using a tree to
Yes.
determine what weather was when that tree wasn't there.
For sure. What helps grow that tree? Weather.
Hold on, dude. Again, you're doing like trees tell a story. Everybody knows that.
They can only tell a story as long as they've been around.
They had some old trees.
Don't you get so good? Here you go. Tell me a story about 1950s.
Well, I don't have a tree.
Oh,
You were
dude.
there.
The 50s, though. You know.
I know who was there though. Oyster Man!
Bands! Was he though? Did he make it that far? I don't
Well,
know
he
if
was
did.
retired at the time, but he was alive, I think.
Maybe.
I don't even know.
Let me see.
find out.
When did he die? Oyster Burns. Oh no, died in 1928.
-1.
Dude, this is why I question everything you guys say. For this reason right here. Oyster birds. Every time you say something stupid, I'm just going to yell, oyster birds. Because that means it's hogwash.
64 years old though. Like, that's a pretty good run for the 20s.
For back then? Yeah, pretty good. Hey, look, batting average 300. Nah, that's pretty good.
That's good.
Dude, they smoked cigarettes and drank beers in the
Whatever, dude.
Even more impressive.
Known for his trash talk and working with seafood at the off season.
Dude, I'm telling you right now.
Patrick Beverly of MLB.
I don't care if weather.com wrote that story, right?
All right. What about climate?
You ain't giving me a weather report from 125 years ago, 100,000 years ago.
Oyster Burns made his debut with the Wilmington Quick Steps.
Oh, did he? How long did they last?
Know why they were quick steppers? Because it was so damn hot.
Anyway, long-winded way of saying Dan Orlovsky with his whole showering method, saying he goes 2 days as long as he goes in the pool.
And and the kicker, he knew he must have been having questions because he said, no, it's salt water.
So he was asked.
Yes, because guess what? If you go into the ocean, right, and that salt water hits you, the first thing you're thinking is, I got to take a shower.
Oh,
and
I
get this
can't
off
get
me.
right off the beach. That's why they have showers on the beach.
Right.
Somebody goes, wow, Dan deleted the original. Shameful. And he goes, the wife put the foot down and said it had to go away. The wife was so ashamed of his bathing habits.
So now
and being
his
proud
wife,
about it on Twitter, she made him delete the tweet.
his wife has to carry around wet naps like the kids. Here, Dan, go over in the corner and wipe your ass off. Nasty.
So
you
wait.
don't want to be the wife or husband of somebody who says something like that, right?
Yep. Patrick Mahomes was offended by this.
He's got no personality. I don't know why he would just say something.
He says, come on, man. And Orlovsky goes, you like more or less. If it's not getting crazy sweat, let the Lord cleanse us.
It's not the Lord, dude.
Wait. So here's the information I got today. It has supposedly been the hottest stretch of weather we've had in over 100,000 years.
Not supposedly.
Wait. Followed by let God cleanse us. And if you go into the pool, because here's the deal. You know, if it's 100 degrees outside, your pool is probably 90 plus degrees.
Toasty.
And you sweating in that water, even if you don't want to believe it.
Even Connecticut's got to be soupy right now, right?
Right.
We close this segment with this. Shmita Shmolnik says, Tobin is Dan Orlovsky.
Point for Twitcher.
Back after this.
You went flying Billy Spur. Hey, you went driving around the world. Hey, you went brown like a squirrel. Hey, you went Chanel pearls. Hey, you went Rolls Royce car. Hey, you went Rolls Royce truck. Oh, you want water?
All right, welcome back. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you here on 560 WQAM, your home for Miami Heat basketball. You can hear Summer League tonight. Jason Jackson with the call. 5:30 is when we get going. Heat and Bucks. The Bucks will try and bounce back from, of course, that gentleman's sweep. This is the start of revenge for them.
They're not bounced. It's Summer League, dude.
Hey, the Celtics couldn't do it,
dude.
The
Can I
Celtics couldn't
just
do it,
say
dude.
something? You got to be more reasonable with this nonsense.
What are you talking about?
Half of these guys ain't going to even be on the Celtics.
I don't know.
Or on the Bucks.
Some of them will be, though.
Yeah, you know they're going to be sitting?
Mm-hmm. You know, you say that, but look at Gabe Vincent. Look at Max Strus.
That's the Heat. The Heat are different.
Everybody's got a little somebody. Everybody's got a little somebody. You know?
Not six.
The Heat are right there. By the way, I wanted to get to this. Let's get some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Did you guys see this Dion Waiters interview?
Nope.
Did not.
Dion
Isn't
Waiters.
he trying to come back?
He is trying to come back. He was doing a workout in Las Vegas, and he did a sit down with Chris Haynes and was basically saying that, you know, he's trying to make a comeback now. He basically was reflecting a lot and knows that, you know, the reason he's out of the league is not talent. It was an attitude thing. He's thought very highly of himself. He wasn't a great guy in the locker room. And, teams just didn't want to deal with him. He hasn't been on a roster since Champ Cheese, since they left the bubble. You know, he was on the Lakers roster. He didn't play, but he did get a ring, Champ Cheese. And he hasn't been in the league since. It's been 3 seasons since Dion Waiters has played any basketball.
He's like early 30s, isn't he?
31. He's 31.
Jeez.
Yeah. And so he had this workout in Las Vegas for teams to kind of get a little looky-loo at him. And he had this to say on Miami. And if you guys don't remember, Philly Cheese, of course, had an incredible run when the Heat were in the midst of maybe going to their first tank ever. And then him and Goran Dragic sparked this incredible second half where they were 30-11. Philly Cheese ends up actually getting hurt the last couple weeks of the season, but they end up giving him a multi-year deal. I think it was I want to say it was 4 years, 48, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think that's what they ended up giving him. And then, but they had a lot ever since he signed the deal, they had a lot of disagreements on his rehab. He had this ankle injury. They couldn't agree on how he was trying to get better. Then, of course, we remember he got a little fat, and then, things just didn't, he just never could get healthy. Then D Wade came back. So it wasn't Wade County anymore. Wade took his throne back. And then his last year with the Heat, he was lashing out on social media. He was saying Spo wasn't that great. He was like, oh, who couldn't coach LeBron, Wade, and Bosh? Got suspended. Then he got suspended again for allegedly having a bad trip on a gummy on an airplane. And so it just went horribly wrong for him. And so he was asked about this from Chris Haynes. He says, is there one incident in particular that still bothers you in terms of not handling a situation the right way? And he goes, yes, that last year with the Miami Heat and just understanding what was going on in that situation. I was so irresponsible and immature. I let the Heat down. They were good to me, and I did not handle it well at all. The things that were going on were avoidable if I had just shut the hell up and let my agent handle all that stuff. And if I did that, we wouldn't even be here today. I'd still be playing. Everything happens for a reason. I looked myself in the mirror already, bro. I read my rights. I read my wrongs. And now I just got to keep pushing, moving forward, and living with the results. And so he's been doing a lot of, he's been going to therapy, he says. Been dealing with a lot of stuff from his childhood. He's trying to set a good example for his son, who keeps wondering why he's not in the league. His son's getting really serious about basketball. So he's looking for a second chance. Which got me wondering, Leroy.
Oh Oh,
Here we go.
Okay.
Dude,
You
know you only have a 15-man roster,
Fancy
right?
is pickled.
Well, I'm just saying, like a motivated, finely tuned, re-engaged,
Let me ask you a question.
mature Philly
me ask you a
cheese
question.
doesn't tickle your fancy.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, what?
He's only
If I
31.
replace those same comments with Hassan Whiteside, you want him back?
Here's the difference.
He got more money. That was the difference.
If you told me Hassan Whiteside was going to be the backup big for the Heat, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it.
Actually.
I wouldn't hate it.
And I'm mature. He needs to be just as sincere as Dion Waiters was in that interview.
I don't find Hassan Whiteside to be as introspective as Philly Cheese. I've always enjoyed talking to Philly Cheese when we've had him on the show. I find him to be a very interesting guy. Remember, he wrote that really good Players Tribune article. You know, I find Philly Cheese to be fascinating. Hassan Whiteside talks to fish.
Oh, okay. Also fascinating.
Talks to fish, and like, you know, everybody's loving. He's lovable. He's you know, and he's dominating Puerto Rico, dominating right now. And also, and by the way, we have our big rotation. We know what it is. You know, we got Thomas Bryant, we got Bam, we got Orlando Robinson. So we know that's kind of set. Guards, though, we just lost Gabe Vincent. And let's just say this Dame Dollar goes down, Leroy. Let's say this whole trade goes down. You lose Tyler Hero. You're going to need some backcourt help.
Dude.
Doesn't tickle your fancy at all.
You can't do this with every situation.
He made it a point to mention the Heat in this interview. I felt like that was him kind of. I don't know if he still lives down here. I imagine he did. He used to have a mansion with a moat. I don't know. I wouldn't want to give that up. So if he's still living down here, got his kid down here, I think Dion Waiters is letting the Heat know I want to come back. And I got to tell you, I'd kick the tires. You want to kick the tires on a mini?
Can I just say something? I'm starting to realize, right? You are what I see when I walk by the lakes. And I look to my left and see a big ass bass in there. And I go, one day, big bass, I'm going to catch your ass. Right? You that big bass.
Bars.
Everything. You have tried to talk to people down here in the Philly cheese. After you might have been the biggest celebrator when Philly cheese was no longer here.
I don't think that's fair.
Oh,
I don't think that's fair. In fact, you remember that last game that he had against the Clippers, when he really played? Because I just felt like, look, he and James Johnson were obviously like they were on the outs when Jimmy got here. Spo was like not playing him. He had him in like culture jail. I almost felt like it was almost a detriment to the Heat. I remember the shows we did talking about this. And I understand why it had to come to an end. But, you know, times change, Leroy. Times change people. He seems like a changed man. And, you know, you're pouring your heart out. I kind of like it. And as Schmeeth and Schmolnick points out, you give those last two guard spots, Philly Cheese, Goran Dragic, 7-Eleven, reunited body. And we got Jay Rich.
Nostalgia, baby.
Marcos, you don't think that? Well, you want to? This guy's talented, Leroy. He's a bucket. Yeah. He's a bucket.
He was a bucket.
He's a bucket, dude. That doesn't. I know one thing that doesn't leave you, being a bucket.
I'll tell you what. If there's any way that we somehow keep Tyler Hero, I think Dion Waiters will be good for Tyler Hero as far as like get in his ear, you know, make sure he's confident.
You think Tyler Hero needs more confidence?
Okay. Duncan Robinson then, you know, the whole team will feel empowered with Champ Cheese behind them saying, just shoot it.
During his most recent stint in the league, Waiters was suspended by the Heat on 3 occasions from Bleacher Report. He was suspended for the season opener for complaining about his role on social media. 3 weeks later, he was suspended 10 games for consuming a THC-infused edible that prompted a panic attack on a team plane. A month later, Waiters was suspended 6 games for posting a picture celebrating his birthday after calling out sick. I forgot about that one. He was traded to Memphis and subsequently waived.
He's changed. By the way, I looked up Hassan Whiteside's stats in Puerto Rico. 22 points, 13 and a half rebounds, 2 blocks a game.
Wow.
Anyone?
Here's what he says. What do teams need to know about this version of Dion Waiters? A team would get a guy who can come in and play the right way, contribute on the court and in the locker room. I could still play make, score, and be a dog on defense. I'm still confident in my abilities, but I have a better mindset of team dynamics and knowing that you have to do what's asked of you. That's the biggest thing I took away from my absence of is the appreciation.
I'm liking this.
You know what?
I'm liking it too. Second chance cheese.
He's saying all the right things.
Yeah.
But he said all the right things when he was here before he didn't.
Did he, though?
Well, then
Yes,
he started
he did.
saying all the wrong things, though. Hosing down Spo.
He called out sick and went to celebrate his birthday.
Can I ask you, Leroy, what do you find the most dismissive about this? The time away from basketball, his just general baggage because of his past?
No, I can remember what it was like when he was those last few days. Okay. Now, if it gets to the point where your bench is looking thin,
that's what I'm
and
saying.
you maybe want we ain't there yet.
It's on the back burner. I'm not saying it's a priority.
It's not. You know where it is?
Over here.
You know when you buy some chicken and you think you're having people come over and you're not, so you take and you only use half the chicken and you throw the rest in the freezer for a future date that never comes, and then the chicken gets dry rot and you throw it away. That's what Dion Waiters is. Dion Waiters is, you look at it, you know it could be a possibility, but then you come to your senses and realize you ain't eating that frozen chicken.
What if Kevin Love takes him under his wing as how to be a vet, you know?
Really?
They got
Philly cheese seems like he's the type of guy that's going to take tutelage from a vet.
The old Philly cheese. This is new Philly cheese.
Says who? Him?
Yeah. Seems like a trustworthy guy.
Dude, stop. Why are you so gullible? You are a sucker for everything.
That Warriors game winner. That's an all-timer.
How many? Can I ask you a question?
I gotta watch that on the break.
How many sets of encyclopedias you got in your house?
None.
Because I could just see the hot lady coming by and knocking on your door, and you buy all her books.
You imagine a hot lady being the one who is selling encyclopedias?
I'm just saying.
She door to door. Selling a little bit more than encyclopedias. That's the case.
He says, "What is a team?" He was asked, "What would a team get in a locker room from you, Philly cheese?" He says, "Where I'm at today in life, it's about the appreciation and the camaraderie. I miss being with the guys in the locker room. I miss the flights. Right now, I can tell a rookie what to do.
The flights. You know what happened the last time he was on a plane?
I can tell a rookie what not to do.
Chewing on them gummies.
If you think about it,
I did think about it."
He says, "If you think about it, I went through every phase in the league, bro. I was a top 5 pick, a starter, not starting, starter again. I went to Miami and had a good situation. And at the peak of my career, broke my foot. I've been through it all. I would tell the youngsters how to stay with it. Come in, work every day, keep your mouth closed, learn how to talk to people, watch a lot of film, and just prepare for the moment when your time comes. They'll eventually throw you out there."
I remember that.
He did that so well.
What do you mean?
Just what I said.
You think this is all just window dressing?
I think he's trying to get back into the league. Listen, let me explain something to you. Here's what I know about Philly cheese. Philly cheese is, he has talent. I'm not going to even, I ain't.
Of course he has talent.
Okay. But you think if he came here and say the Heat were limited to 8 players, so he had to get a start, and he go out and go 35, should score 35 with like 6 3-pointers, and then don't play the next game, You think you ain't gonna hear nothing from Philly Cheese? He gonna be a team player? You are out of your mind.
How do you know, dude? Nobody can change. Like, we don't know that. What about growth?
I'm not saying he can't change. Okay. But all I have is the information that he has given us.
So right now, this is just words. You don't believe that this is.
Yes, it's just words.
Interesting.
And you're a sucker if you believe it.
I'm going to be upset if he goes to the Suns because they're getting people on the cheap skis.
And he gonna sit on that bench.
Dade South says this is Wild Heat Coyote behavior, Tobin.
Yes. It is.
All right. I just wanted to get it out there. I mean, he's on the comeback.
Okay, it's out there. Now I want you to go put that crap back in your pocket. Nobody wanted to see that. Nobody wanted to see that.
Take a break.
Tobin, you know what this was like?
Hmm?
You go to the beach in a nip slip. Right?
But like an old lady nip slip?
Yeah. Like you don't want to look. But hey, I'm a guy. So you just kind of use your peripherals and take a little looky-loo. But then you realize
take a look
that
at them.
it's probably not the best thing I could be doing right now. And you move on. That's what we need to do with this.
You take a look at that grandma nipple and try and carbon date it.
She got to be at least 75. That thing down by her knees.
Point for Tobin.
Back after this.
Previously on
Tobin and Leroy.
Beats.
No Dolphins.
This is 2 songs. Girls is Players 2 and Buster Buster. For you young cats. You young cats that don't know that this was sampled.
No Dolphin today on the positional ranking for ESPN because they did tight ends.
Yeah, I don't even know our tight ends actually.
Oh, we got Tanner Connor, dude. We got Durham Smythe.
Oh, I know him.
We got that dude from Stanford we drafted.
Durham Smythe is basically a glorified tackle.
Well, you know,
Stanford.
every once in a while though, he'll give you a 5-yard touchdown catch.
Remember Anthony Fasano? Bring him back. Is he available? I want all the nostalgia now that you told me that Dion Waiters story.
I put a poll up just to get the temperature from Heat fans. The poll is just.
Can I guess? Can I guess what the poll's going to be?
Yeah.
And wait.
I sent it to you.
No. Tell me perfectly how you worded it, because you have a tendency to do your thing.
It's not really like it's not that complex. Heat fans bring back Philly cheese? ?
Okay.
Yes,
I would
or no?
say 80% say no. That's just a conservative.
Yeah, I mean it's only been up for 8 minutes. It's got a couple hundred votes. A couple hundred votes, and right now, no, 57-43 is leading.
Really?
That's closer than
I thought. Wait,
No.
didn't you say 200 votes?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like 200.
57%. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right.
My bad.
And you said 57-43 is 100.
That's my bad. I meant 57%. My bad.
I'm like, hold on.
I'm an idiot.
Carry the one.
By the way, Travis Kelce, #1 tight end on the rankings.
course.
Shocking.
Then the kid from San Francisco got to be 2.
Kittle's 2.
Kittles. Then the guy from Baltimore,
Mark Andrews. Yep. And Dallas Goedert. Doesn't Dallas Goedert feel like he should be 42? I feel like Dallas Goedert's been in the league forever. He's 28.
What?
Yep.
Njoku, is he on the list now, right?
Is not.
He's like the new wave.
He's honorable mention.
He's like who's the kid from Miami?
Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, Graham. He's like that. He's kind of a big wide receiver.
Yeah, he had a good year last year, right?
Huh?
He had a good year last year, right?
Jimmy?
No, Njoku.
Njoku had a good year. Didn't he want to get traded and they kept him? No, they gave him a contract.
Nice.
Make a stink.
What about Kyle Pitts? Is he on the list?
Kyle Pitts is on the list.
He is?
At 7.
Wow.
You know what? I get Kyle Pitts and who's the Waller mixed up.
Waller's on the list too, even though he is now on the Giants, in case anybody didn't realize.
Because Kyle Pitts has really not done anything, and he's still on the list, which is amazing.
His numbers actually dropped off.
Yeah, he was hurt. Darren Waller's been hurt a lot.
Darren Waller basically used to line up Darren Waller out wide and say, "Go get him, big fella."
Tanner Connor's going to do some things this year, dude. I'm telling you.
First of all, look. I'm just telling you.
What?
And this is nothing against him, right? He sounds like a star on a sitcom.
Tanner Connor?
Yeah.
He flashed in camp, dude. I'm telling you, he's going to do some things this year.
That's big old flash. I'm telling you what. I used to get excited about going out to camp a couple of days, and then I realized how damn hot it was out there, and I'm like, I'll pass.
He flashed in camp. But in fairness, so did Ezukama. I mean, Ezukama maybe had the greatest camp / preseason I've ever seen. Never played.
Easy.
Never
played. That's the thing about, that's what the Heat do with Summer League. We see all these kids in Summer League, and we're like, woo, he's going to be a contributor.
Dude, but like how good was the Ezukama Skylar Thompson connection in preseason? It was elite. Couldn't be stopped. Now, if we keep.
Because preseason fourth quarter is like watching Pac-12 football.
Yep. It was crazy. Just lighting up those numbers. Ezukama, though, got him, got Barrios. Now we got what's his name? Chosen. He's not Robbie Anderson. He's Chosen Anderson.
Man.
I don't know what Cedric Wilson's gonna do. I mean, that dude, they gave him a contract, but they put him to punt returns last year.
Yeah, and that's gonna be
you know what he's gonna do? Here's what he's gonna do for the Dolphins. Be fast.
You better be.
I didn't realize until you just listed it right now. I thought defensive line was our deepest position, possibly secondary, but it seems like wide receiver may be our deepest position.
Yeah, well, when you have the top two on there, that does help your depth.
Like, and here's the thing. We don't even talk about slot receiver and four wides. We don't even talk about cracking those top two, right?
Nah.
So you basically gonna have like 8 guys for 2 spots and special teams.
Is there like an expectation that Waddle, like, do you think he could be better than Tyreek this year? Is there any shot of that? Like,
I think here's what you want. Here's what you want. You want the flexibility to be able to adjust and go to the open guy. So the hopes is this. Tyreek Hill is always going to be your go-to guy because you can just throw it up and he'll go get it. And he's a good bad ball catcher. He adjusts to the ball well. So, you know, when they say take a shot, it's like remember they had the Randy Moss rule? Well, he earned that. He earned that when you could throw it up. You've seen throughout his career, he's been covered. He's high pointed the ball, made catches over single double coverage. Periodically, you're going to take those chances, give him that opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay. But you also have to have the flexibility to understand this, that you got a guy like Waddle on the other side. If they roll in the coverage of Tyreek Hill, which doesn't matter anyway, because they always running across the field. But if you double in Tyreek Hill and you got a burner in Waddle, there are going to be games where he has 10, 11 catches simply because of what they're trying to do to Tyreek Hill.
It was incredible they put up the numbers they did last year just together. Like, it's
considering you didn't have the same quarterback every week.
Yeah.
So imagine some of that. I do believe that Tyreek's going to get the ball in a number of different ways. Like, they're going to give he'll probably have, I'd say, 30 carries next year, just where they try to do things like that. And I think, like, yeah, to have that flexibility to be able to do that, you know, one of the things they would always say, I call it the old Ron Harper. Is it Ron Harper? Was his name? Ron Harper's a basketball player. Who's the wide receiver for Tampa? That end up, for the Dallas Cowboys, opposite playmaker, and then he went to Tampa to get the money, and then got lost because Alvin Harper, right? So remember, Alvin Harper, he wanted to be money to be a number one,
right?
But he was across. He was across from the number one,
and he wanted a hula hoop,
and so he went to his own team, right? And we haven't heard from him since. So, right. So, like, yeah. But it's something to be said about how the dynamics of a team work.
Yeah, but like I think the idea of it is, like, obviously it's Tyreek is the star, but like Waddle, it's going to line up perfectly, because if it is true that Tyreek Hill is going to play this contract and he's done, he's not going to play football anymore. By the time that happens, like, Waddle's still just going to be right in his prime.
Yeah.
And then Ezukama will be ready.
Hey.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I will say this. Don't ever believe anything anybody says he's going to do in the future in sports. Because the reality of it is, you really don't know how you're going to feel then. Right?
True.
Because guess what? He plays out this contract. You get to the end of it and they say, how about another $100 million?
Be swayed. I agree with you. You could be swayed.
Right. So although I understand what he's saying, right? Like, when I started playing football, I said, I'm not playing football longer than 10 years. But when I got to that point, I'm like, man, I feel great. I'll do this. And then my body broke down and that was it.
He would be 32, 33 at the end of this deal.
Yeah. Why not?
He'll still be fast.
Still be fast.
He'll still be fast.
Right. So I would say it has a lot more to do with where the team is. How have your team been competing or contending for a championship? How your relationship is with the organization, with the head coach, with the quarterback, right? If you have stability in those places, then coming back won't be that big of a deal.
Let's just hope by that time he gets his own boat.
Oh gosh.
At least offer the guy more than $200.
I would say this, just from a man, and I'm not like everybody do what you got to do. I'm not blaming, saying anything like this, right? For me, just for me. You think it's assault if somebody slaps you on the back of the neck? That is silly sauce to the extreme, right?
It does sound like Three Stooges.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The only thing that was missing.
Remember when Goron did it to Ben Simmons?
That's what I'm saying.
Take a break. Goosies, no Goosies is next.
I'm Michael Jenkins helping you beat the books with BetQL.
It's time to shake our feathers, everybody. Play our favorite Thursday game. A little Goosies.
Goosies.
No Goosies.
No
Put the wrong headphones on. I was like, why I can't hear nothing? Headphones all over the place.
Margos, bring up some stuff. We'll figure out if.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, J Fig.
I don't know if I'm muted or not. How are you guys?
Good.
Okay.
Definitely unmuted now.
Okay.
Yep.
My computer's being a little slow skis, but it's okay.
You go, girl. How you feeling?
Much better than these past 2 days.
Good.
Good. You sound better.
You do sound better.
My voice is back. That's nice.
Less like Pat Riley.
Stop messing around your Cronin.
Hey, Scooby's like, stop it.
I found some ginger candies, and I was just yes.
Ginger candy.
Yeah.
You know, that's the first step into Werther's.
Those used to be amazing too. And my grandma used to
that's
me.
like entry candy to old people candy. Then you're gonna be eating those little soft after dinner mints.
Right.
Oh,
those things suck.
At least I have better food takes.
What are you talking about?
Wow, dang. She's coming at you, Leroy. Hey,
you're eating ginger candy. No, you don't.
You don't eat tacos, guacamole, ice cream.
Delicious.
Nothing good.
I eat ice cream.
That's
I
true.
just don't like. I'm not like, ooh, I gotta have a bowl of ice cream.
which is the wrong answer. You always need a bowl.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, enough nonsense. Let's get to Goosies, no Goosies.
Number one.
Now you want it, says the guy who kicked the tires on Dion Waiters. Now you want to keep things moving.
Look, I have 30% of people's support on this.
That's not good. 30%. That means you're losing.
30%.
Oh, I gotta check. Let me update.
Well, if you were a baseball player, you'd be a Hall of Famer.
No one brags about a 30%.
Nobody.
No one is happy about
Up to 500 votes.
Nice.
38% of people say yes.
Don't say it with that tone, dude. That's not
What do you mean, dude?
You're losing by a substantial.
That's pretty good.
I figured it'd be 80-20, 70-30.
It's
yeah. I think it's pretty good. Marcos, what do we got today, man?
Wow. Yeah. But you didn't put the percentage of no.
Yeah.
Just sounds much worse when you actually say it out loud.
Dwayne Wade, Hall of Famer.
Mm.
He's having Allen Iverson present him into the Hall of Fame. Does that give you Goosies or no Goosies?
Allen Iverson, what's the connection?
That's his favorite player.
Okay. That's
his favorite
cool,
player.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
Goosies
gives-
galore.
I got Goosies.
Galore.
That is like, I mean, it's weird. Here's how great D Wade is. He is going into a place where you be idolized for life, right? The moniker Hall of Famer, you can take anywhere in the world, right? And the way he does it in such D Wade fashion is to have his idol introduce him.
It's cool. It's very cool.
So even in his Hall of Fame induction, he doesn't make it about him.
It's really cool.
Yes, that's really cool.
JF, you got the
Would you be
Goosies?
pissed off if he had LeBron do it?
I don't think you can because I think you have to have a Hall of Famer present you. I think that's how it works.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
I think so. I think so.
Takes away from it.
I think so. But
One
would I have
Goosey.
been? No, obviously not. Like he
Still
was
got
up,
the Goosies, but I give one Goosey.
Oh, not Goosies.
Just
galore.
one
Yeah.
Goosey.
He doesn't have
Yeah,
the Goosies.
because
He has a Goosey.
the rules point him in that direction.
well, I
Like
think
I thought you could have anybody do it.
I think Zach Thomas announced this week. Not a big surprise, but he said I think Jimmy Johnson's presenting him at
Yes.
the Hall of Fame.
They look
Zach-
alike. They're
Zach-
built alike.
Zach
Jimmy
Thomas.
Johnson and Zach Thomas are built alike.
Zach Thomas also going to be the first to give his speech at the Hall of Fame. So he's kicking it
nice.
off.
Sweet.
He's
Who's
gonna
there?
cry. He's gonna cry.
Oh,
you think
he's
T
a
Wade
crier.
cries?
No,
Oh, too cool.
no, it's not that.
Nah, cool people don't cry. Ask me. Ask me when was the last time I cried.
Yesterday.
When's the last time you
Last
cried?
week.
This morning.
J Fig, does Allen Iverson the answer?
It
Does
does.
he give you the
Does
Goosies?
give me the Goosies.
Goosies.
More
Marcos?
than one goose, Leroy.
Definitely
Goose.
gives me the Goosies for sure.
Goosies galore.
Need a goose.
What's number 2, Marcos?
Number 2, Dame Lillard. He's recently mocking Kevin Durant, saying offense wins championships.
Yeah, did you see this yesterday? Yeah, did you see this yesterday, Leroy? Kevin Durant got everybody all up in a tizzy because he said offense wins championships. And was going on like a whole Twitter thing about it. He was even like, some people were like, well, what about the Heat? The Heat didn't have a good offense and they got to the finals. He goes, well, they did have a spike in 3-point percentage. So he's got some good wiggle room, this Kevin Durant. It's, not I got to give him props on that. But Damian Lillard mocking this answer with some laughing, crying emojis, letting it be known defense wins championships in Damian Lillard's mind.
Really? Says one of the best offensive players in the league?
That's what I mean. That's, why?
Wait, maybe he was laughing because he was agreeing with him. Like, I'm with you, brother.
I don't know.
See,
I like to think of it as
this totally different.
I don't think so.
He's one of the best offensive players in the league.
Yeah.
And he's not going to say why? If that's the case, why would anybody trade for him?
I think what he's saying is like, hey, dude, defense wins championships. Heat culture.
No.
I think that's what he's saying.
He's laughing because I'm with you.
No.
Says one great offensive player to another.
Wrong.
Really?
Wrong. But nice try.
But does everybody understand where he's coming from with that? He did play for Golden State.
Who?
KD.
He did play for Golden State.
So you see why he would think that.
Well, Golden State had good defense too. Their defensive metrics were very good for their team too.
Can I say this? And I'm gonna use my own personal experience. Sometimes your defense is really good because your offense is so great the other team can't keep up. So it forces them into mistakes. I was with Minnesota and we had that, and our defense was ranked really high. And every close game we had, we lost.
Well, yeah. So you subscribed in that team. They thought that the best defense was a great offense.
Correct. Correct.
Anyway, gives me the Goosies.
Goosies.
No Goosies.
Wow.
I don't think. First of all, in order to get the Goosies, you got to truly understand what Dame is saying. And we already think he's saying two different things. Therefore, I can't get the Goosies because we haven't solidified what the hell he meant by the two.
I know what he meant.
No. And the last person I'm going to go to as far as what he meant is you. Because in the back of your mind, all you care about is I want Dame to play for the Heat.
That is all I care about right now.
So your comments are going to be skewed. I can't listen to you.
J-Fig?
No Goosies.
Wow.
No Goosies.
Marcos?
I like it. Fits right in with Heat culture.
Of course
Goosies. Mm-hmm.
What's number 3, Marcos?
Ronda Rousey. Current WWE superstar. There's been rumblings that she potentially could be making a UFC return. Does that give you Goosies or no Goosies?
If it does happen, that would give me the Goosies. I mean, one of the all-time greats making a comeback. She had a pretty tough go of it her last 2 times where she got pieced up, head kicked to hell, and then Amanda Nunes to her. But if she were to come back, I love it. Who doesn't love a fighter comeback? That gives me the Goosies. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it did happen.
How old is she?
35? Let me see. Ronda Rousey. How old is Ronda Rousey?
36.
She is 36. MMA, that's not ancient.
All right.
Amanda Nunes, 35.
Yeah, if it did happen, I would get the Goosies. I don't think it's gonna happen, but if it did, I
don't think it's gonna happen.
I just don't think she's gonna fight. I can't. I think she's done with that chapter.
She got a nice soft landing in life.
Yeah, I can't see it. I can't see it. But if it did happen, that'd be cool. Dade South says I'm fondue Rousey.
Point for Winter.
That was good.
Oh no.
Wait, no, did you see Schmeethans? Tobin is Rounder Rousey.
Rounder Rousey.
For Twitcher.
All right.
Wait.
You got the Goosies or not?
Sports Talk radio show. We can't mention names. We put ourselves into a bad spot. You do realize this, right?
I put myself into a bad spot.
Okay, fondue Rousey.
I do have the Goosies. If that were to happen, that'd be really cool.
Goosies. All right, Marcos.
I do have the Goosies, but not because I'm interested in seeing her fight. I think she's done. I think she can possibly lure Amanda Nunes out for like maybe one more fight. So that gives me Goosies.
Goosies. All right. Give me one more, Marcos, here for Goosies, no Goosies today.
All righty. LeBron broke some news. Let everyone know who was holding their breath. He confirmed he is not retiring. Does that give you Goosies or no Goosies?
No Goosies. Show pony. Only
Goosies.
threw that out there to get some headlines and some sympathy. The classic Dave McMenamin question at the end of the year. Look over here, LeBron. You just got swept in the NBA in the East and the Western Conference Finals. Look over here, I might retire. Classic move. Knew he was never going to retire. No Goosies.
No Goosies.
Leroy?
Of course I got the Goosies. The greatest scorer in NBA history is
Because
finally
Tobin
coming
doesn't
back
have
for
them.
another
That's
year.
why.
Why not?
Goosies.
If it were anybody else, you'd be excited who's coming back for another year. Hell, we used to get excited when UD was coming back for another year and he wasn't even playing.
Yeah, but he was never retiring. It was a fake illusion.
Right. I never thought he was retired.
Then what do you have the Goosies for?
Because now we know for sure.
J-Fig?
Goosies got the four.
Why don't you go have a ginger mint or whatever those things are called?
I would love to, actually. I don't have the Goosies because that was just not going to happen. So
No Goosies.
it's not a surprise. I literally got the notification and rolled my eyes.
Guy's been saying one thing for the entirety of his basketball career, which is, I'm going to go play with my son. And then all of a sudden he goes, oh, my son's 2 years away from... Nah, never mind. Sure, dude. Marcos?
Yeah, same way. I was going to say that. He talked about playing with his son. There's no way he's retiring now. I don't care, LeBron. No Goosies.
No Goosies.
Yeah, like looking forward to seeing him play, Leroy. I like watching LeBron James play basketball, but like, is that going to retire? No, you were never going to do it. Come on. It's like a boxer retirement. Oh, okay.
As things go, there have been far worse situations than LeBron and this little 2-week thing, right? What about Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers?
Way worse. I would agree.
Right, okay.
I would agree. There are a couple of show ponies.
Right. Let's not even talk about the OG, Brett Favre.
Oh, forget about it. That guy. Wish he would have retired. Although then I guess he would have gotten to crime earlier.
Just resorted to a life of crime quicker.
Wow.
Yikes. Oh, man. All right. Take a quick break. Get you caught up with your headlines. Back after this.
WQAM broadcasting live
Oh Lord, Jesse made another one. Huh? Packing the mail, it's gone. She like I smell cologne. Yeah, I just signed a deal, I'm on. Yeah. I go out.
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. We're here with a weather update here from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm. Your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call by 866-954-MORE.
Head over to the Windowplex right now. Folks, here's a haze over the sky. It is partly to mostly cloudy. Light breeze outside. Winds coming out of the west. Oh, wait. No. Sorry, winds coming out of the east. That plane's turning around.
Oh, boy.
And it's got to be like 92, 93 degrees. It might be even hotter. I would say 95.
It is hot.
It's very interesting that a weather guy who can just look out the window and determine the weather is skeptical of scientists who are looking at trees.
It's about to pour back where I'm at.
Yeah.
Hey,
Leroy
hey,
with his report.
hey, lean fig.
Oh!
When was I leaning?
Yeah, you were leaning, dude. You were like,
No, I wasn't.
We only see this.
You were leaning.
Yep.
This is
Yep.
leaning?
Yep.
-1.
-1, dude.
Not. It's the
Or
graphic.
leaning out of the camera.
Okay. Well, you can put whatever twist you want on it.
Yeah,
Okay, fine,
exactly.
You
Leroy.
control the
Fine,
graphic.
I will interrupt every conversation you guys are having just to say how much you're leaning.
Whoa.
Oh,
Play this
hey,
game.
Jeez,
sound like
lean
bitter
off.
beer face to me.
That is very much how it
Nice, man.
sounds.
Like, Spirit Leroy is fighting with real Leroy.
Dance
Mhm.
the tip.
Somebody call this a Fat
Don't
Joe.
come
We got
after me.
ourselves a lean off.
You're leaning right now.
I'm not leaning.
All right,
not
we're
leaning.
quibbling. We're quibbling. Let's get to the headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
So this report comes out from The Athletic today. Sam Amick. All right. There you go. It's titled, What I'm Hearing About Damian Lillard and James Harden. And more notes from Vegas. I don't really care about the other notes from Vegas, to be honest with you, Sam. And, I'm looking, I immediately go to the Damian Lillard part. I got to tell you, it's kind of Yawnskis from Sam Amick over here. He's talking about, the Heat, they're under a little bit of pressure here because they missed out on free agents like Taurean Prince. And I got to tell you, if Taurean Prince was the Heat's big acquisition, all respect, people would have thrown tomatoes at Pat Riley. Okay? So, sorry, Sam.
You can't say all respect and then say they would have thrown tomatoes at him. That is the biggest sign of disrespect. To throw a piece of fruit, a vegetable at somebody.
Sorry. But here's the interesting thing out of this. He says that the James Harden saga right now, that James Harden is determined to get to the Los Angeles Clippers, and that he is continuing to let the people know about he wants Philadelphia. He wants to get the hell out of there. So I find this interesting because I haven't heard this uproar at James Harden for only having the Clippers on his list.
You know why?
Where's it at?
You know why?
No. I just want to know, why is it that James Harden can have a list of one and Damian Lillard has the audacity to have one team lists and everybody freaks out?
You know why? Because their GM isn't talking about it, and it's James Harden. It ain't Dame Lillard.
James Harden's won an MVP.
It ain't Dame Lillard.
How come nobody talks about James Harden and the years of loyalty that Daryl Morey has shown him over the years? Even when he was a fat bum who couldn't win an NBA championship, Daryl Morey stuck by his side and sung about, he's one of the greats of all time. This guy, he's better than Dwayne Wade. All these things Daryl Morey would like to put into the ether about it. How come nobody's giving James Harden hell, but they're giving Damian Lillard hell? Interesting. Interesting. Why doesn't he put another team on his list? Riddle me that, Batman.
He's gonna let him go over there too. How many times has he forced his way out, and everyone's just like, are we just used to it? Maybe that's it.
We're just you know what? James Harden isn't James Harden if he's not making a stink, and so I guess people aren't going to be outraged by it. And I know
you know why? Because good guys who don't make a stink get ran over.
It's very interesting. Like, what has James Harden done to deserve to get to go where he wants to go for Philadelphia? But Damian Lillard, who's actually stuck it out some places and not put on a fat suit, he doesn't get the grace of that. It's very interesting to me. Very interesting. I'm not saying one thing or another. I just say it's interesting, Leroy. Interesting. Why aren't there Bill Simmons articles up the wazoo about what other teams should get in the game for James Harden? It's interesting. It's interesting.
What do you think's more, up the wazoo or up the yin yang?
Oh, the wazoo, dude.
Okay.
Yin yang is just kind of like, I'm a little annoyed by this, you know.
Yeah. But up
wazoo.
the wazoo. It's not enough.
Too much. Too much.
Cool.
I just found it. It's crazy to me. James Harden can be determined to get somewhere. Nobody cares.
It's James Harden. That's why nobody cares.
But why, when you say that, like James Harden, I mean, he's got credentials.
Sure.
You know?
But he's also a guy that has demanded trades before. So we just look at it as normal operating.
I believe the words you're using, Leroy. I'm not saying this is you. I'm just saying everybody else. I believe the word you is it's hypocritical.
Why?
Because we will not give that same energy to James Harden that we will to Damian Lillard for the same exact thing, that they both want to get to one team, one destination.
Because with James Harden, you expect this. This is a whole new situation for Dame.
Look, if you
and I'm telling you, we wouldn't think this if the Portland GM wouldn't have talked.
Well, I disagree with that because Damian Lillard was getting a lot of crap for the one-team list before the guy talked, even before he said publicly, "Oh, it's tough to deal with a one-team list."
No, but he said, listen, this all went sideways, and everybody had to get their side out when Clown came out and said the meeting went great.
Mm-hmm.
So before anybody even knew Damian Lillard wanted to be traded, this was what we heard, or these were the comments from this GM. And I say, if he hadn't said any of this, we would be in a different place with Damian Lillard right now.
I don't know. One way or the other, it's still...
Go ahead, throw the other one at me. That's neither here nor there.
No, it's not. I'm not going it's either here nor there because I understand your point. I'm not dismissing your point.
Okay.
But I'm saying that it's still him talking, not talking. They're still asking for the same thing, to go to one place. One guy's getting crap. The other one, nobody really cares about. It's funny.
Because James Harden.
No, because it's Miami. That's why. Because he wants to come here.
Okay.
Bet your ass.
Here's where it goes. You make it about my... Wait, can I ask you a question?
That I want to go to the Clippers. Not a peep from these people.
Can I ask you a question? Why didn't you just get to this from the get-go? This is not about Dame Lillard. This is not about...
It is about Damian Lillard.
No, hold on. This is not about Damian Lillard. This is not about James Harden. This is about how people feel about Miami.
Yeah. That's
so
right.
why didn't you just put that out there from the get-go and stop making it about Damian Lillard and James Harden?
Well, I just thought you would be wise enough, but you kept saying that people don't care about James Harden, as to where I would disagree and say it's not a James Harden thing, it's a Miami thing. Because I bet you if James Harden
that's what the issue is.
I bet you if James Harden would have asked for a trade to Miami and only Miami, that it would have been a problem. Now remember, he tried that. He tried that Fugazi list where he was like the Clippers and Miami, and we were all like, we would never trade for him. But here's the thing that's funny about it, Leroy. Here's really the thing that's funny about it. No, it's the fact that he wants to come down here, Damian Lillard. Everybody's got a problem with it. Everybody's got a problem with old Dame time. Wanted to set himself up down here in the 305.
You know what I say? Doesn't matter. It's happening. What are you sipping on there?
What?
You got your little coffee?
Oh, it's water.
Water?
No, I hope not. Coffee.
Is that a reusable straw?
Yeah.
I think reusable straws are the most disgusting thing on planet Earth.
What? If you drink water out of them?
You can't clean them.
I'm drinking water.
How about their cleaners?
Yeah, I don't have
And
one.
I'm more than sure Tobin is taking his cleaner to that straw.
Well,
know who
I
you're
don't know.
talking to.
I only use this for water.
At least he takes showers.
Yeah, unlike Dan Orlovsky.
Actually, that's not true. I also will drink alcohol out of this.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the shower.
Oh, which kills the germs. So good.
Exactly.
Good job. Good job.
Disinfect.
Natural, dude. Take a break. Back with more after this.
Broadcasting live from the Ed
All right. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. So, this is kind of cool. David Dwork had a piece out. He was at covering at, I think it's developmental camp right now for the Panthers. So it's kind of like their own. It's like hockey summer league, but I think it's with your own system, guys. Your young guys.
Gotcha. I was like, there's camp, there's training camp, now there's developmental camp, but that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like football does it. It's rookie camp essentially.
Yeah.
But it's for hockey. Yeah. But they have some young guys. Spencer Knight was back on the ice. Spencer Knight was back on the ice, and you guys remember he left last year in the middle of the season, took a leave of absence from the team. He was dealing with some stuff. Wouldn't reveal yesterday what that stuff was. Says it's not the time to address it. He's not comfortable with it, but apparently was in a really good mood. Still very confident that he could be one of the best goalies in this league. Still 22 years old. I mean, like the guy's ridiculously young. Yep.
Yeah.
But that was good. I was happy to see that. If you guys, you can go read the whole article at David Dwork. Our guy does a great job covering the Panthers. But that was some good news, Leroy, to see that Spencer Knight is back playing some hockey.
Yeah, you know how I am about this. I think sometimes we see these talented young men, and we think that there's no learning curve, there's no growth, there's nothing that they have to get used to, that they just come in, plug and play, and they're already professionals. And I think sometimes moments like this, you know, it happens in sports where a young man has to take a step back and kind of understand and try to get help understanding what this next chapter in his life is going to be like, you know, and so, you know, he had early success, which sometimes is the worst thing. Because when you have that early success, you can't really deal with the disappointment of playing poorly or having to do the professional things to fix it.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, that leading that success, the organization with the belief in him, and yeah, he did not have today. You know, this was the year he did not have the early success. Like he dealt with some struggles, and if that's the first time you're ever struggling at a sport that you've always dominated, you know, that would maybe that was a tough thing to deal with. I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much on what was going on with him, but I do know that, look, the Panthers believe in his talent. That's why they gave him the extension going into last year at such a young age. And, you know, Bob is now, he's going into year 5 of his deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we're getting to the end of Sergei Bobrovsky's deal, even though Bob was awesome. So they are going to end up wanting that replacement because Bob's getting into his upper 30s, and this kid is young as hell. So there is a role for him next year. I mean, I would imagine that's Bob's net to start the season, but, you know, nobody thought Alex Lyon was going to do what he did last year. It was supposed to be Spencer Knight.
Here's the thing, though. Thank God you have the luxury of being able to see this through. Because so many times we don't have time for people to take care of their personal, you know, I think a perfect example would be somebody like Dion Jordan, who had the talent, but he had some things he had to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And where he wasn't quite ready to be a professional.
Mm.
And we like where this team was and where this organization was, they ain't have the patience for that. And I get that. So I want to applaud both Spencer Knight for acknowledging that some things need to happen. I want to, you know, commend the Florida Panthers organization. Although the way that the season went, right, probably gave them the flexibility to do this. And they, you know, took the necessary steps to make sure that he can be put in a position where he could play like the Spencer Knight we know.
Yeah, for sure. And it is crazy because you do think about how young these guys are. Because I'm like, it is starting to like get to like being around these athletes, and I'm like at the age I'm at, I'm like, man, Nikola Jovic is young as hell. I'm just like looking at this kid at media day last year. Could you imagine being a millionaire in Miami at 18 years old? Oh, sorry, mama. I miss.
I mean, we kind of think about this. Let me name 3 guys for 3 different teams that are really, really young and have been handled totally different, right? So Spencer Knight ended up playing at a very early age, right?
Yes.
Jovic, they put on the back burner, even though he'd been playing with men since he was 16 or 17 years old.
And he was hurt.
And right. And then you got Noah Igbenogany, who was the youngest player that the Dolphins ever drafted.
Super young, yep.
And they're kind of being patient, but fans are impatient.
Yeah, this is probably the last. I mean, like if he doesn't perform this year, which is going to be a tough nut to crack because of how much stuff there is there for the Dolphins. But yeah, I'd imagine this is, I mean, maybe he is, maybe even goes into camp on the bubble. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure as a first round pick, it's not like the cheapest cut, but you know, it's also not like they activate him all the time either. So not like going to be a huge roster deferment. So I don't know. Just thought that was great news to see Spencer Knight back out there, seeming like he's enjoying hockey once again. Very, very cool.
Right.
You know, these young.
I mean, look, it happened. Like I can't here. I'm probably thinking. I would probably say that the hardest part during my career was probably my first 2 years, either in the NFL or in college. There's nothing worse than looking on the field thinking you're better than somebody and not getting an opportunity. So that was college, right? And as careers played out, I wasn't wrong. When you get to the NFL, you're 21, 22 years old. The guy you're playing behind might be 30, who's been to 4 Pro Bowls.
Right.
And so it's hard thinking that I don't even get a chance because they have so much belief in the guy that's there that it's not even worth, you know what I mean? So you're just sitting there. But the only difference in the NFL is when you're just sitting there, you got people like me saying, this guy can't give you nothing, right? He can't give you a little couple of, you know, a short yardage or something.
Something.
Right. And so, like, you're not accustomed to a situation where if you're good enough, you play. That's what you're always told, right? And sometimes it's hard. I've seen guys, you know, that have a problem with not getting the same treatment they got in college. But everybody's that dude.
And then you got a guy like Yuri Perez comes in at 20, just shuts down the league. Perfectly setting him up to trade him for Shohei Ohtani. Oh my God. Gonna love it there.
Like,
They got
you know
Disney
what?
World. The
Can I
young
just
love
say
Disney.
this? You want to fight.
What do you mean?
Come on.
Stop
Wait.
treating everyone.
Wait, like, am I the only one, or there's like moments during the show where Tobin's inner thinking goes, things have slowed up. Let me get him going again.
No, that's not true. No. We were going down a great path, and I agree with everything that you were saying. I'm just saying, like,
just because you say you agree doesn't mean you can go rogue. You always say that.
Rogue.
Listen, I agree with everything you're saying.
But
let's go.
I'm not a fraud with good access. Don't play that. The point is, I'm just saying, Yuri Perez, very impressive at his young age to come in there, dominate the league, setting himself up for perfect value to trade his ass for Shohei Ohtani.
Tobin's a fraud.
Here's what would be a balls move. What if you trade Cy Young Award winner for Shohei Ohtani?
Oh, man. I don't know. Well, see, we need a horse down the stretch. I think Sandy's going to turn it around.
So do I. By the way, you don't win the Cy Young and not be able to pitch ever
And
again.
he's shown flashes. Like, he's getting there. I think he's getting there. But Yuri, if we're going to shut him down, like, shut him down to the Angel system, baby.
But you know, if he goes to the Angels, you know the Angels, he go to the Angels, they're going to dust his ass right off.
Oh, yeah. And they'll ruin him. But.
And you're fine with that.
Well, you know, Ohtani for 3 months.
That's
gonna be
honestly that's the part
Right.
that bothers me the most. 3-month rental. And
I
you're just
know.
sacrificing the future.
This
huh?
is gonna it's gonna we're here for a good time, not a long time, baby.
Gotcha.
Dude, what?
One guy we always have a good time with is Caron Butler. If you guys missed him yesterday, he was fantastic. The Heat Summer League action tonight, 5:30 against the Bucks. We talk some Summer League with the Heat Summer League head coach, Caron Butler. He's next.
Stop
Twitter account. Somebody followed me on Twitter called Celtics All the Time. And I'm just thinking to myself, does that guy think he's going to have a good time on my Twitter account? That guy is just following to badger me.
That's a hate follow for sure.
He's just a hate follow. That's me. Celtics All the Time. That is your Twitter handle. And that guy thinks he's going to enjoy me.
Good luck.
All right. Well, we'll see. Anyway, a guy we always enjoy right now, the Heat Summer League. Been off to a fun start. A lot of young talent right now. Orlando Robinson's balling out. He's had one of the highest scoring Summer League games. Nikola Jovic looks awesome. Got to see a little bit of Jaime Jaquez, but he's been banged up. So we're going to get the coach on right now. Coach Caron Butler is joining us here on the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. And Caron joining us there. Coach, thanks for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. How you guys doing?
We're good. We're good. It's great to have you. Coach, we want to ask you this right off the bat. So they just came out with these new rules, the flop rule and the challenge rule. But with the first games that they were kind of testing this out was that game in Sacramento with you guys. What was that experience like where they were going to call these things out and go technical fouls? Like, did they just throw this to you on the fly that they were going to be trying out these rules? And I guess they seem to have liked it going and they're going to adopt it for the season.
Yeah, exactly. They did try it out on the fly, and obviously we got the memo, and it happened literally right in front of our bench. And I lost my track of thinking when Jamal Cain had shot the three. He made it, but he was falling forward and he fell. I didn't consider it a flop. I just saw him like falling forward looking for the contact, but he fell and they stopped the game, called it a flop, and it was deemed as a technical foul, and the other team got a chance to shoot the free throws. And I was just like, oh man, I totally missed that one. But I think that's really going to change the game. It really is, because a lot of guys are flailing and doing all these different things, and it can be momentum shifters, coming up this regular season.
Now, Caron, do you think this will stop people from going in and take the charge? Because a lot of times you got to sell the charge.
Yeah, not as from a charge standpoint so much, but just offensively, a lot of players are really crafty, and they're tactically technicians when it comes to creating contact or selling the contact. And now a lot of those buckets are going to get taken away. It's going to recall for them to have emotional intelligence, because now they're frustrated because that offensive skill of making it look like they got fouled, it is a skill. So now that messes up their game, and I just think that it's a lot of offensive players are going to be in for a rude awakening. It might affect it on the defensive end, but offensively, I think it's going to have a huge impact.
Caron, can you talk a little bit about? I mean, you got a fun squad here. You got a couple first-round picks, guys who are getting a chance to flourish out there, and a lot of other nice young pieces. But Nikola Jovic, getting him now with a year under the Heat system. Everybody talks about his muscle gain and all that stuff. But what have you seen from him? His improvement mentally, physically. What have you liked about what Jovic has brought to the table so far in Summer League?
Well, I think the two most important things is, one, his mental being. He's preparing to dominate every game. His disposition on how he comes from a preparation standpoint, his leadership, his voice, leadership at all levels is something that I preach in that locker room. And he's done a remarkable job at just making sure that his voice is being heard. He's saying the right things, whether it's walkthrough, practice, whatever the case. And then also, I think just being available. When you're a little fatigued or whatever the case may be, we've been on this journey for 2 years now. We've been on the road for 13 days amongst each other, and we've really been getting after it. And he's always at the forefront from a leadership standpoint, being available on the court, demonstrating how things are done here, talking terminology, all those things. He's just been remarkable.
Caron, one of the things that I've always been interested in is that, as far as like basketball in college or basketball where you played it, getting to the NBA, you were playing games at a high level far more frequently. Is that probably one of the biggest transitions, even when you came from college and then came to the NBA, playing 82 games in your first season. Is that a little bit overwhelming for some of these young guys? Because you look at a guy like, say, Orlando Robinson, he seems now he's, it's no big deal to him to come and play 2-3 games in a week. But some of these young guys, I don't know if they've necessarily ever done that.
Yeah, I think it's a huge difference. Basketball has been a hobby for a lot of guys for years, and they've been so gifted. But now you're playing against the cream of the crop of people that's been gifted, and now you have to stand on business on a daily basis because this is a business. People take their preparation extremely serious. You're not probably going to be the most athletic. You're probably not going to be the most, fastest, most explosive. But the advantages that you can create is within your attention to detail and your habits on a daily basis. That's film sessions. That's watching tendencies. That's what we always preach, KYP, know your personnel, all those things. And, guys are really starting to process, wow, this is why you get the results that you get because you guys stay solution-based driven. And the guys are accepting it, they're embracing it. But it is a lot. It is a lot on the fly to take in. But I just love this group because they're learning on the fly and they're accepting and receiving the information.
From Leroy mentions Orlando there. He obviously has the monster, 36-point game. What have you liked about his growth so far this summer, Caron? Got a taste with you guys last year and did a nice job on his two-way, but gets the standard contract. Looks like he's going to have a little bit more of a role for you guys. So what have you liked about what Orlando and where he's grown?
But the best thing for Orlando, Kane, and Nicola was the long playoff run that we had because they got to experience the intensity of the playoffs every round. They saw the preparation at a different level. As we went further, our attention to detail and all those things got more and more important. Possession ball games got more and more important, but also their habits and how they were, training and preparing and the offensive things I was installing and the terminology that I was installing defensively. Orlando just really took a huge step forward. He was able to shoot the ball better. He was shooting 70 plus threes out of 100 at the end of every workout. Your legs going, your fatigue, all those things. He was doing everything with high intensity, with a motor, as we say. He got really efficient around the rim in the restricted area. So it was something that he built on, something that he was preparing for, and that monster game is just the beginning of some of the flashes and things that you're going to see from Orlando going forward.
In that deep playoff run, I saw you're still doing this thing. For those who haven't seen this, when you guys switch out with the coaches, you guys are doing warm-ups. With Jovic, you've been teaching him this move, okay? You've been doing this thing since November where you teach him this game winner, and he's got to end every workout with it. So, where did that come to be, and, where did you learn that move? Why did you decide this to be the move that you want to pass on to Jovic, and when do you think he executes this? When do we get to see this one to walk up a Summer League game?
So that's a great question. That started with Kobe Bryant. When I went to Los Angeles when I was traded, Kobe always had told me, leave the court with something that's just super heroic. When you leave the court, hit a game winner situation. So I just started doing that part of my routine when I was playing. That's something that started with him. And when I started working out with Nico, I just kept telling him, look, we're going to finish our workouts with this every time. Now, rewind and fast forward to the game that we played last. We had a great opportunity at the end of the game to win, and I was going to draw that play up for him to score in that region. But I knew that it was a whole overhelp team. I tried to clear out that guy from the slot, and I knew that there was going to overhelp in that third defender, and Drew Peterson will be wide open. And he had a great shot on target. We was going for the win with the shot, the time going out. So I love that opportunity. But, hey, if it's a possession ball game, Nico's going to definitely have an opportunity to make that shot.
Caron, is it hard to be patient, understanding how really young, these players are and how long it takes to get into your prime in basketball? and the ebbs and flows of just say summer league. You see guys have a game and then for a couple of games, they, it's like up and down and up and down. Is that one of the things you have to be patient with? Because, you're an accomplished professional. You've already been through all that. But sometimes when you get to that point, you forget, what it took for you to get there. But is it easier or more difficult to be patient based on what you want to see or what the team or franchise may need?
It was harder for me when I first came in because, I came in with a fresh, different perspective. Now being, 3 years in, going into my 4th year as a coach, you learn all those things you just touched on, the patience, the development process, the growing pains, teaching players how to be consistent on a consistent basis. So it is, a process. And you have to wrap your arms around that process. It's going to be some days where it's just going to look not promising for whoever, and
Right.
You got to switch up your message. You got to continue to find the why. And that's how you move the needle in these guys' process. And it's been challenging at times, but that's why we get into this, because we love the challenge. And that's what it's all about.
Because they were talking about this on the broadcast, Caron, like, you've been successful in like whatever you've done, business, playing. When you got into coaching, like, did you get addicted to it? Was it harder than you thought? And like, as the years have gone by, like, how much more have you liked the decision to go this route, even though you could have gone in a lot of different directions?
Yeah, I actually was, I never considered coaching. I was, doing the television thing, and I was just loving it. And I was talking about the game of basketball, watching the finals and the bubble, and I had the itch. And when Spo reached out to me and just said, "Hey, I would love to have you. Like, this opportunity is presenting itself. Like, I want you, and you're the guy." And when I came over, I was still, questioning the move. Like, all right, I just uprooted my family from Los Angeles. What does this look like? But I would kick myself in the tail if I never took this opportunity because it's something that I always do. And it was the best thing I ever done. I'd never regretted the decision. Amazing group. They challenged me in every way. I'm a student still. I say it all the time. I'm in basketball school. I'm learning from them. They're learning from me. It's a collaboration. And I think that's the best innovation. And I'm so connected to this now. Like, I can't see myself not doing it going forward. Like, this is something that I love. And, someday, one day, after, learning from my mentors, the Godfather, Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, Eric Glass, Chris Quinn, Malik, Coach O, all those guys, hopefully I'll, be a head coach soon in this league.
You you have an interesting, parallel with all these guys, Caron, in that, like, Jaime, Jovic, you were in that spot of being a first-round pick for this franchise. Have you guys had the talk of like, oh, this is what Riley said to me when I was drafted? Like, is it the same that it was when you got drafted, or is it different up a little bit since with the young guys this day and age?
Yeah, you know what? I think the terminology and the messaging is the same, but now, the Godfather used to deliver the message to whoever was in front of the team most. And now, last 2 seasons, particularly in the summer league, Coach Allen was delivering the message. Now I'm in front of the team and I'm echoing the message that was echoed to me, and passed down. And that's what the culture all about. So I'm telling these guys, I've been in those seats. I've been in your shoes. I felt the way you felt. I felt the highs, felt the lows, felt the expectations, all that stuff. And, just stay on the saddle. We're going to get there together. The buy-in has been amazing, like beyond amazing. Everybody's excited about learning daily. Everybody's excited about constantly coming up with solutions on how to get better. And I think that's the beauty in all of this.
Come on before we get you out of here, Caron. Your first-round pick this year, Jaime Jaquez, been a little bit banged up with the shoulder, but what have been your impressions so far with Jaime? What have you liked about his game?
Baller. He's a baller. Like, high basketball IQ, face-up game, can score back to the basket, off the dribble, live dribble. In the hole, you talk about ATOs, you can draw them up for him. He has a great feel. He has a great emotional intelligence. He reminds me a lot And I think I said this. He reminds me a lot of Jim Jackson. Just like right off the bat, like his body size, really physical. He can defend at this level already. Offensively, he just knows how to get to his spots and get exactly what he wants. And unfortunately, he had the little shoulder injury, but he's going to be back soon. But I would have loved for him just to hit the ground running the way that he started in Sacramento, because the fans would have just been loving what they've been seeing, because he's just a special talent.
And coming up at the end of the summer, your guy D Wade, he's going into the Hall of Fame. Just how excited are you for that, Caron? Are you going to make it out there for him? And just the idea that he's finally getting what was pretty obvious that he was going to get there.
Yeah, if I'm still here, I'll be there. You know what I mean? As long as I'm living, I'll be there. I wouldn't miss it for the world. That's my brother, it's my friend, and I'm just proud of him on how he went about his business, handled his business, been the ultimate professional, the best player ever to put on a Heat uniform. You can't tell the story of basketball without mentioning him, and I'm just happy for him. And I'm gonna be right there with the fam, Gab, everybody, just celebrating him, giving him his flowers as I always do. But that's going to be a special day, and I just can't wait for our Heat family to be there and just give him the flowers and the recognition and love that he deserves.
You guys can catch tomorrow night. There's going to be some Summer League action, Heat and Bucks. You guys can listen to that right here on WQAM. Head coach Caron Butler doing a fantastic job. Caron, thanks for giving us time, man. Congrats on the coaching career and the run that you've been on, and we're looking forward to the rest of the summer.
Thanks, Caron.
Yeah, appreciate you, brothers. Yeah, y'all take care.
There you go. Caron Butler. Appreciate him giving us some time.